Somebody grab him some chicken. This fucking guy is fat. How the fuck he gonna beat me? And Volkov just put this guy on his back. I hope you know no one is scared of you, especially not DC. And you can call me Daniel Cormier or Double Chips. You know you cannot beat me. And yeah, I'm talking to Lewis. If you wanna scrap, we can do this. I know that you're black, I know you're a beast. I know that you're fat and you're stupid. I'm back on my bullshit and lacking my cool. At UFC 230, I'll spaz on this fool. He's not gonna beat me cause he's lacking the tools. This nigga can't breathe when he's splashing the pool. No cardio, hope. And it's probably gonna show when I take him down and I beat him up, cause that's all that I know. They call me Daniel Cormier. I'm coming to defend my title. If he think that he can beat me, then this motherfucker's psycho. Bitch, I'm gone. I'm sick of your bad back and you're still fat. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being black and wearing MAGA hats. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you getting smashed and then coming back. Let's talk about it. Or we can get dirty at UFC 230 and you can get sparked about it. I'm sick of your bad back and you're still fat. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being black and wearing MAGA hats. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you getting smashed and then coming back. Let's talk about it. Or we can get dirty at UFC 230 and you can get sparked about it. Bust down, I'm a unit, bust down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down, beat her up, then take that bitch crown. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust down, I'm a unit, bust down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down, beat her up, then take that bitch crown. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. I ain't a new face, baby. No, I ain't. I'm every woman's nightmare. Beat your ass, little bitch, and I don't fight fair. Hit you with the pipe with your man standing right there. I'm the baddest chick in the UFC. Don't a bitch at 115 know what to do with me. I'm the queen, or I will be when I beat you. I know Pat gon' wanna kill me when he see you. It's not a game, not a game. You must be high off them drugs. Think you tapped that blunt 2 times too much. If a bitch relax against me, guarantee I put that bitch on her back. You gon' catch these damn hands. I eat the pussy up, now it's a lesbo scene. Give a bitch a reach around, ain't a bitch that can beat me down, ain't a bitch that can keep me down. So now I gotta put down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down. Now take that bitch down, down. Yeah, now make that bitch tap, not a game. I said take that bitch down, down. Yeah, now make that bitch tap, it's not a game, not a game. Bust down, I'm a unit, bust down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. Beat her up, then take that bitch crown. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust down, I'm a unit, bust down, I'm a unit. They wanna see me bust down. Beat her up, then take that bitch crown. Beat her up, then take that bitch down. It's not a game, not a game. Bust her, bust down, bust her, bust her, bust down. It's not a game, not a game.
We have been preparing for a war. Proper 12!
They call me Conor McGregor, there's no one better. I'ma fuck Khabib up, then go rematch Floyd Money Mayweather. If this dog shit Dagestani thinks he can stand with me, I'll damage him and leave him panicking. Let Russia know I am the king. I don't like you, won't even pretend to try to. I've waited this long to fight you. You shouldn't have fucked with my crew.
We have been preparing for war.
You ambushed Artem Lobov in the hotel lobby, so we went and called game. Now I'm coked up off of Molly, so I'm coming to the stage. And I think that you should probably stay the fuck up out my way. Somebody get me a dolly.
You really think you're gonna enjoy with me? You can say, hey, you have a problem with my brother, you give him slap, now you have to give answer.
Proper 12!
You think whiskey gonna help you?
Yo, Conor McGregor, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come here, let me smash you like chicken, just let me humble you. You take all these drugs, but you won't take home a W. If we fight in UFC or if we fight with guns and crews. No, let me stop it, you don't want me to take it there. If you want, you can take a bear, send location, and I'll be there.
Ask these nuts!
Ask these nuts!
What is going on, full-time family? It is time to start the live show. It's been a while and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm back connected with my people. We got Given Surname, Mr. Perfect 2005 in here, and I'm just trying to chop it up. I'm just trying to talk a little bit of MMA. No fucking plan or, I don't have any agenda for this show. We're just going to sit here, talk some MMA. I'm off of work. Got home, I got a six-pack on the walk home from work. I'm rolled up. I'm ready to relax and talk about some of this MMA madness that's been going on. Yo, some of you guys, a lot of you guys, I'm sure all of you, know what's been going down between McGregor and Khabib on Twitter. I'm sure you know about Paulie slapping Artem Lobov in the face. Oh, I can't wait to watch that bare-knuckle boxing match. But we gotta talk about this because this is really fucking serious. And I got on here to kind of like I don't want to make a prediction because I feel like it's bad energy and I don't want to put that out there. But the way Conor McGregor's going, people don't talk like this publicly and stay around too long. You don't just run around out here talking shit about everybody, every religion, every family member. That shit don't work. There comes a point to where it's not just trash talk selling a fight. Conor McGregor has crossed so many lines at this point, I don't even know if I'm a fan right now. I've always been a fan. That's the only thing I really enjoy about McGregor. I never thought he was the best fighter in the world. He's good. He can knock dudes out. But I never thought he was the most well-rounded dude. The trash talk and the ability to back up the trash talk and the comedic value of the trash talk. I enjoy Conor McGregor. Enjoyed. Right now, I don't like what he's doing at all. Like, if I was a fan, I'm starting to not become a fan. Like, this was the first time I was really like, I don't want this motherfucker in the intro and outros of my videos. Like, when he threw the dolly, okay, no one got hurt and a window got broke. It wasn't that serious to me. I get it. It was super serious to some people. It could have been worse. That one wasn't. That wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back for me. This motherfucker started posting pictures of Khabib's wife and disrespecting her. Not just that. Again with the Muslim thing. He's going at family members. He's going at... This is the type of shit that invokes retards. Sorry if that's a fucking bad word. Don't care. And when I say retards, I mean people that do stupid shit. When you start talking about people's families, when you start embarrassing people publicly shaming people, bad things happen. It's not the exact same, but I gotta say rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. If some of you guys don't know about, what happened in that scenario, allegedly, he had just called one of his boys from his crew even, called him like a snitch, boom, 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 get the fuck out of here, you're a snitch, we know it. That same motherfucker came back and killed him in broad daylight. So that's what I mean when I say the shit Conor McGregor's doing makes people do stupid shit. What you're doing with these pictures, you fucking call Khabib's wife a towel? Now what you're doing, since you're doing that publicly, haha, you think it's funny? It's not just you doing it. Now all your little fucking Conor McGregor trolls are gonna post that picture and make fucking jokes about this dude's family. And it ain't no fucking haha your mama joke. People take that shit serious. These are people whose families are like entwined in their religion. It's like a double whammy. Conor already talked about his father. Now he's bringing his wife into it. We already seen Khabib step out of pocket. which he very rarely ever does. He was known as Mr. Humble. After he fought McGregor, he was still so riled up, he jumped over the fucking cage, kicked Dylan Dennis, started a post-fight brawl, completely out of his character. That is not Khabib. But the shit Conor said, and the shit that they were saying, took Khabib out of his character. It's worse now. And so this is my question for Conor McGregor. What the fuck is your goal here? Do you want the rematch or not? Because a lot of this, he's angling like he wants a rematch. Oh, you're scared. Take the rematch. Hold on, motherfucker. Get back in here and get a win first, Conor. First of all, we don't give a fuck about the rematch because you suck at this point. And what I mean by you suck at this point is, I mean, as of right now, you haven't won an MMA fight in going on like 3 fucking years. You fought Floyd, lost, cool. You went 10 rounds, cool. Not MMA. This is full-time MMA. This ain't fucking don't make some money at boxing. You don't have, what the fuck? You haven't won an MMA fight in a long time. As a matter of fact, you lost, and you lost embarrassingly. Khabib didn't just ragdoll you like a lot of people thought he could. This man fucking dropped you in the second round. It wasn't when you were tired. Homie dropped you on your ass with his hands. Khabib. That's another topic for another day. I'm going to get back to my original point. What the fuck is your goal here? Do you want the rematch or do you not? Because if you want the rematch, the best way to get the rematch is to go fucking fight somebody and win a fight. I'll tell you the best way to get the rematch canceled. Start talking about his wife on Twitter. Start talking about fucking Muslims. All this stupid shit you're doing. This is how you don't get the rematch. You think you're going to sell more tickets like this? Yeah, you might sell more pay-per-views, but this is the problem. We already seen a post-fight brawl because of the shit you're saying, so what's next? How does the UFC book you guys to fight each other and you're saying this shit? Any one of Khabib's fans that sees Conor McGregor's, like, it can get really, really bad. I don't see the UFC setting themselves up for that when we already seen the post-fight brawl. What do? Oh, yeah, we seen them post-fight brawl. Let's just book them together. You can't book these guys with Conor saying shit like this. So is Conor trying to talk his way out of the rematch or into it? If you're trying to talk your way into the rematch, stop crossing these fucking lines. Because I'm telling you guys, Conor McGregor, I don't want to put that energy out there and even say it. But he's saying the type of shit that gets people killed. I don't like putting that energy out there, but he's saying the type of shit that gets people killed. People kill for their religion. People kill for their family. You're fucking with both of them. This is the type of shit that gets people killed. And so it's like, and I seen somebody mention this earlier. I think it was Leon Dubison. Conor McGregor's really buying into the, bro, this is a fucking fake character you're putting on. We enjoy it because it's entertainment, but don't forget that you're not really the fucking Irish Don Dada. You know what the fuck I'm saying? This ain't really fucking Sons of Anarchy, and you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really Conor McTeller. Just 5 years ago when you didn't have shit and you were eating blueberries, where the fuck was all this mafia mafioso shit? You were real respectful back in the day even. So where the fuck is this mafioso disrespecting families and religion type shit, bro? You are a fucking character. This is entertainment. He's making this shit real. And I'm talking too real. The shit that gets people killed. This shit is serious, bro. This ain't fucking... The shit he's saying is serious. And with that being said, let's start the show. Ain't even started yet, dog. I didn't even let my blood... I didn't even put up the chat. Let's get the show started. Bro, do y'all hear what the fuck I'm saying, though? This shit is realer than rap, dog. There are people that will fucking drive planes into a building for their religion. There are people that will commit terror attacks for their religion. There are people that are willing to die for their family. And Conor, oh, let's fucking get on Twitter. What is all this for? Oh, by the way, you got other shit to worry about. That whole sexual assault Conor McGregor shit was originally brushed under the rug. We talked about it on this show. We talked about it. But that was like 2 months ago. It wasn't even a big deal. Yet. It was a big deal, but for some reason it wasn't getting covered. Now, that shit's blown out. So you got these sexual assault shit going on. Don't you gotta sell some fucking whiskey, bro? Ain't you supposed to be selling whiskey? I don't know. Is it... I know Trash Talk sells fights. Does Trash Talk sell whiskey? You never see the fucking Jameson brothers, right? Coming out here. Dissing... What? Like, I know Trash Talk sells fights. Let's pull up the chat. Yeah, bro, I've been missing the full-time show, bro. This is Perfect 2005 in the build. UFC will use this to promote a rematch. Lame. Bro, that's just ridiculous. Bro, I didn't even give a shit about the dolly. Dana White said the dolly throwing was the worst thing that had ever happened. And okay, well then you can't rebook this fight. If you thought the dolly shit was bad, wait until you see what Khabib's fucking crew would do to McGregor. Man, this shit's crazy. So much shit going on, you guys. Now, a second ago I was getting to the point, what are you trying to distract us from? Are you trying to distract us from the sexual assault allegations? Are you trying to distract us from fucking Paulie Malignaggi slapping Artem Lobov, your boy? I mean, man, there's so much shit has been going down in the world of MMA and specifically Conor McGregor over these last few days. But this shit started to get ugly, so you know we had to talk about it. But this shit's going too far, man. I'm honestly not. Conor's doing way too fucking much. PK Boxer and MMA, great channel. He says, Conor thinks he's untouchable because he's running around with some Irish mobsters all of a sudden. Fucking who is he? Conor to Conor 6'9"? You start running around with some real dudes and you fucking start feeling untouchable? Fucking Tekashi 6'9" is in witness protection right now. Very similar situation. The money and the fame starts going to your head, you start feeling untouchable. Next thing you know, you're either fucking dead or in jail. And you ain't... Conor, I mean, is he built for that? Maybe. Even though he's built and he can fight, it don't matter. It don't matter if you're built for that or not. That's what you're headed to. It's just ridiculous. PK Boxer, I read that Fat Ninja Flip in the building. I thought Fat Ninja Flip was a mod. Am I tripping? I'm pretty sure you are on the other channel. Stamina MC says he's rich, but he ain't never been real. John Doe says Conor versus anyone in top 10 besides the champ will sell for Conor. Yeah, Conor can sell fights. Whether or not he's disrespecting people's fucking wives, he can already sell fights. This is a whole nother level, and I don't think it's necessary. Silent Warrior Martial Arts just can't defend Conor on this. Hashtag rapist. Now, the rapist shit, I got no clue. I don't think Conor's a rapist. That wouldn't make any sense for me. He's got a family at home. He could have any bitch he wants. And there are so many clout-chasing fucking whores out here. I don't believe Conor's a rapist. What the fuck? I don't even believe that. I really don't. Like, I don't believe it. Like, now, could he have been on some fucking cocaine, alcohol, proper 12, and rosé at the same time, laced rage, thinking he's untouchable? Now, it could have happened. It could have happened. But I don't believe it yet. I haven't seen no proof that makes me think Conor's... He's bringing bad attention to himself anyways. He's gonna make... I mean, I don't know. Now, I don't think Conor's a fucking rapist. Especially with the state and age we are in. I do not trust clout-chasing whores. I don't. I do not trust clout-chasing whores. So I don't know nothing about that. No fucking... The picture Khabib posted? This was allegedly the chick that got pregnant by Conor. Like, I don't even think this was allegedly the chick that allegedly got raped. But let's go through this Twitter war. Since just for the people that need caught up, the bullshit that's been going on. Jay Skill said money made Conor a fraud. I mean, or did the money bring out who he really was? I mean, maybe it made him a fraud. You're probably right. I think you're right, Jay Skills. I think you're right. I actually think you're right. He got the money. Oh, I'm getting all this money because I'm this character. People seem to love this fucking Conor McTeller. Let's fucking make this real. I really think he bought into the character. I think he is living that shit. I don't think he realizes that's not you, bro. Come on. Like, somebody needs to fucking hand this man a bowl of blueberries and say, bro, remember where you came from. What the fuck are you... I don't know. At the same time, like, when you come from nothing and you get a lot of money, you still kind of got that mentality of sometimes you feel like you ain't got shit to lose. And, you know, I don't know. That's another topic for another day. PK Boxing MMA says Conor might fuck around and get hemmed up. Real talk. I can't see him rewarding rematch for this behavior. Not if you already seen, especially not if you already seen the post-fight brawl. How can you give this man a rematch and he's crossing this line? Gil Terrero says, if Conor was black, USADA would have been altered his urine sample ASAP. Oh shit! You said they would have altered it. John Doe says Conor might be drinking or doing dope too much. Very realistic possibility. He's already got the proper 12. Now he's venturing off into the fucking Champ Rosé. I'm surprised he ain't got his own fucking cocaine branded. You know how people make their own weed strain? Like Sugar Show OG. This is that Mystic Mac fish scale. Khabib has killers in Dagestan for real, says Jay Skills. Well, you better hope they can't get over here. You better hope they ain't got visas. Cam Murphy says they're not gangsters, they're fucking wannabes. He was fighting against an old gangster. He ain't heavy and none of his crew are. And he's acting like fucking Don Dada, fucking Don Corleone and shit. Brendan Dirk says, isn't Conor connected with the Kinahan cartel? I don't have a fucking clue who he's connected with, how he's connected. Sometimes people are connected and they really ain't even connected. I'll tell you a story real quick, bro. When I was growing up, like in the hood, my next door neighbor, one of my best friends, he was a little younger than me. I used to, way back in the day, I used to sell a little weed, you know, dime bags, blah, blah, blah. Nothing big, nothing. I wasn't fucking Don Corleone, you know, Don Conorone. But, you know, whatever. You know, I had the bags, gas money to make little whatever. I used to hang out at my neighbor's house all the time. He was a little younger than me, but he used to have these parties, right? He was a blood. I've never been gang affiliated in my life. I grew up around all that shit, but I moved so much I was never in one neighborhood. I never got affiliated. Well, my neighbor, he's from Bloods. All of his friends are from Bloods. And, right, it's his birthday. He's like, hey, it's my birthday. We're going to have some liquor, girls, all this stuff. Come on over. Bring your girl. I bring my girl. It's literally next door. My next door neighbor's house. My little homie, his birthday party. I just take my girl to his birthday party next door. Police end up coming. Got too loud or somebody was fighting. Whatever reason, the police end up coming. Take everybody's name. Call my girl's parents. Do you know where she's at right now? You know, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Next time I get pulled over, I'm an affiliated blood member. What the fuck? So technically, if you ask the police, they have me affiliated as a blood, and then when they told me that, I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? They were like, we know you're affiliated with the Bloods. I was like, no, I'm not, actually not. Like, dog, I went to Butler Community College, you know, 3.7 GPA before I dropped out. I am not in no gang, never have been. Look at my record. I got a good record. Like, what do you mean I'm affiliated with the Bloods? Literally because I was at my best friend. So that's what I'm saying when I say, how connected is he? When he was eating blueberries, how connected was he? Clearly, you're eating blueberries. You ain't plugged in too heavy. You know, you ain't eating steak with the boss. You're still eating blueberries. So how plugged in are you? That's all I'm saying. Him says, why MMA media still give retired Conor more attention? He ain't really retired. And for one, it's kind of like he's still the biggest name in MMA, even if he's fake retired. But I hear you. But if GSP did something big, he's still an MMA guy, so you're still going to cover anything crazy. If Ronda Rousey, you know, got a fucking, heaven forbid, like a domestic violence charge or something crazy, right? A drinking while driving, anything, we would hear about it. Even though she's retired from MMA, she's still part of the world. Stem MC says money doesn't change people, it reveals them. So shit, maybe Conor's been fucking Conor McTellar the whole time. Alright, I gotta scroll up. Whatever happened with that chick that was accusing Nick of the same shit, beating her up or something? Nick Diaz got cleared of that shit. And ain't it crazy how when you get charged, it's on every single website and every single headline, but whenever you get cleared, not that many. Yeah, that ain't as interesting. I covered it when he got cleared of the charge, because shit, I'd be damned. If I'm going to cover you when you get charged with some bullshit, I'm going to cover you when you get cleared of some bullshit. A lot of people, oh, Nick Diaz accused of that. And really, it's this crazy stalker chick. He's found innocent. Mr. Perfect 2005 saying, and on that whiskey, it said proper coke. Saw that word, proper coke. I'm scrolled up on the chat, so I know I'm a little behind on the chat. McGregor faster. Still, the MC said McGregor faster. The new Coca on road. Yo, the McGregor Fast program. McGregor faster. Oh my lord. Actually, people would stamp their keys of cocaine. No, yeah, I've heard about that. You know, different keys and pounds or whatever being stamped. Some shit will have a, you know, people's face on it. Like some shit, I heard about some shit back in the day. Like, it came in and it had like a picture of Lil Wayne's face on it. Like, what the fuck? But that would be crazy. Like, John Jones stamped or McGregor. That would be crazy. Let's see. Kevin from Chicago says, I'm part of the Aryan Brotherhood. Never seen Conor at our clan meet. Okay, Kevin from Chicago. I don't know about all that. PK Boxing and MMA says, cutting his chotch with Irish Spring shavings. Yo. Just excuses. That's how they do it, fool. Hey. You can be connected while on welfare, says Mr. Perfect 2005. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how connected, like, were you at the time? Like, maybe you knew somebody or went to somebody's party, but really, you know. I gotta keep scrolling up. There we go. Kevin from, oh, I already read that one. PK Boxing MMA says blueberries. Gary Kinch Jr. says no tats. Cam Murray says full-time. He ain't got no one. Yeah, a few little blokes, but no one big. He's let it go to his head. Alright, so now let's actually look at some of this news. But first, we're going to have a commercial break. We'll grab another beer, and we're going to play a song. You know, we're going to have us like a little... You know, I was going to say simp segment, but since Cam's in here, we're going to be considerate. We're going to do just a UFC Yankovic song. Fuck it. UFC Yankovic. Time for an intermission. About a 60-second intermission, and we'll be right back. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Smash the thumbs up button like your middle name is Khabib, and the thumbs up button's name is McGregor. Alright, I got a song we'll play because we didn't play this at the intro.
I don't get to eat no beef, all I get to eat is chicken. When I'm all alone and I'm cutting weight, I tend to get in my feelings. And all I want is that cow, don't pass me no chicken. I'm gonna cut all of my weight away, then fuck all this nutrition. Everybody acting suspicious, might probably say that I'm tripping, cause I just ate a whole plate of ribs and I'm fighting in a few minutes. But I got tired of all that rice, got tired of all that spinach, got tired of all them vegetables, cause every time I wake up in the morning I got burgers on my mind. Lettuce, pickles, ketchup, and tomatoes all on mine. And all these pussy niggas hating, but they really want my fries. But I can't let them do it, I got burgers on my mind. Bitch, I got burgers on my mind. 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 I got burgers on my
mind. Alright. Intermission's over. Got burgers on my mind. Alright, man. So let's take a scroll over yonder. Let's take a look at this fucking ugly Twitter war. We've talked about it, but just a quick, you know, chronology of the shit that happened. And I'm sure it's still going on. Conor McGregor took to Twitter and said, "You got your money in your brother's eye socket shook when you fought me, you little rat. Viva Las Vegas, baby. The gaff always wins. Big stomper party in the wind coming soon. Proper whiskey win Las Vegas. Ad." This was responding to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Great feeling after the 5 championship rounds. See you soon, my fans. Very soon. Thank all you guys for the support these years. So, Conor, he's always got a little bit of cryptic shit in there. Viva Las Vegas, baby. The gaff always wins. Yada, yada, you know. To me, slightly sounds like a little bit of excuse in there. Some of you guys might not catch that, but it is what it is. Khabib responded, said, "Money comes and goes. The honor that you lost that evening will never return. Live with it. Finish your career in MMA, but start career on Twitter? Thought you retired, bro. You talking all this shit on Twitter. Ain't you done fighting? You know?" Conor said, "Don't be scared of the rematch, you little scurrying rat. You will do what you're told like you always do." Don't be scared of the rematch. And see, we talked about that a little bit, but bro, can we just fight one guy first? Fight Cerrone. Anybody. Cerrone, Holloway, Poirier, Ferguson, Nate Diaz. Fucking take your choice. Just fight anybody first. But see, it seems like he's angling for the rematch, right? But like we talked about earlier, do you want the rematch or don't you? Because you're talking your way out of the rematch when you cross the line. How can the UFC book that? Who's going to allow that? The Barclays, you think Brooklyn or New York would allow that shit after you already threw the dolly and already crossed these lines on the trash talk? Why would they welcome this back? I know money, right? But this could literally bring something that's not worth the money. I talked about it earlier. You disrespect people's families and religions. That's shit people are ready to die and kill about. I don't give a fuck how big your fight's gonna be. If you're threatening not threatening. If you're disrespecting 1.5 million, billion, however many fucking Muslims that you disrespected, I don't give a fuck about the 10 million you can make me tonight, bro. We could fucking... There could be anything, man. You need super security just to hold the fight. And not just at the venue. You're gonna need super security. You know how when Colby Covington was going to go to Brazil? They're going to need that type of security from McGregor anywhere he fights Khabib. So, does he want the rematch? He said, I smacked your brother around and took a shit in his hat. That'd be funny if you weren't fucking, if it were true. But it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you being serious or no? Where's my fucking lighter at? Are you being serious right now? You didn't smack him around. And by the way, be careful. You're on social media. Are you admitting, like... Because if you guys recall, whenever people were making Conor McGregor, like, the victim, and he wasn't even near a victim in that situation. Whenever he punched that motherfucker on the gate, and I was saying, no, he could have knocked that dude off the gate. Dude was going to help his brother Khabib, who was by himself. Conor sees him on the gate and bow, bops him. So you smacked him around now? Were you defending yourself, or did you smack him around? It's very possible to snitch on yourself on social media. And then you took a shit in his hat. You definitely didn't take a shit in his hat. You definitely didn't take a shit in anybody's hat. So, I don't get, yeah. This is where he fucking really crossed the line, and I'm not even going to put this on the screen that long. He said, your wife's a towel, mate. And he literally posted a picture of Khabib at his wedding and shit with his wife covered up. Bro, that's part of their religion. Are you kidding me? I don't know why I just thought about Paulie from South Park, but I probably shouldn't try and make a joke about that. But I don't know why I just thought about it. Like, do you think Tally's... Okay. This is weird. Because, like, I was going to make a joke there, but it wasn't like a fucking, disrespecting your whole shit. But where was it? Like, if I made a joke and said, do you think Tally's wife was Muslim? Like, that's not as bad as what Conor's doing, right? I don't think so, but that was almost a joke I made. Anyway, Ali Abdelaziz, he spoke out. Khabib's manager. Conor already crossed the line with this dude. Ali's just speaking out. He said, talking shit, this guy's insulting someone's wife, making fun of her religion and belief. He doesn't realize he's insulting 1.5 billion Muslims. Religion and family is a no-no. You're fucked, Conor. Let's see what the media's going to say now. He's a rapist and a bitch. Now, I do believe it's a no-no as far as you shouldn't disrespect people's religion and wife. But I say that because I know that a lot of the time there's consequences. I don't know if I'm saying you shouldn't be able to say it. What I'm saying in all of this is beware of the very real consequences. The whole conversation of should Conor... I mean, I don't know. Maybe Twitter should take his fucking Twitter account. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I do know about the consequences and repercussions of disrespecting religion and family. And a lot of the time it gets serious. So, kind of posted a picture. And now this is something I will talk about on another day, because this is interesting right here. Like, this ain't crossing the line to me. This is actually some interesting shit right here. He posted a picture of Khabib and two of his training partners, I'm assuming. He said, wow, another Dagestani caught abusing steroids. That's 2 out of 3 in this picture busted for steroid abuse, with the most recent being busted 3 times in a row and now hit with a lifetime ban. Excellent job, Jeff Nowitzki. The only vice that cannot be forgiven is hypocrisy. So he's just posting a picture of Khabib posing with 2 dudes that have been busted for steroids. Now, is this a situation of just 2 Dagestani fighters that took a picture with Khabib and they just coincidentally happened to have popped for steroids? Or does Khabib actually know these guys? Is he close to these guys? Would be interesting if Khabib, you know, had any sort of knowledge about that, which I'm not saying he does or doesn't. I don't know. But I've said this before on the channel. I do know, a few years back, and this is just me being a fucking ignorant sports fan, I don't watch the Olympics like that, but I do know it was in the media a few years back that there was like some Olympic doping scandal that involved the Russians. So clearly it sounded like they had some high-tech shit. I don't know. I have thought about that with all these fucking killers over here. Like, there are so many fucking Dagestani fighters that are just monsters. Do they look like fucking, you know, old school Vitor Belfort? No, they don't all. They don't. So I don't know. I'm just saying. Cardio on deck. Either way, we'll continue with the Twitter war. Like I said, that's another topic for another day. Now Khabib responded. And see, this is where it gets weird. And it doesn't really. It does, because when I seen this post, I seen one of Khabib's fans was like, yo, I just lost respect for Khabib. I used to be a Khabib fan, but, you know, Conor's bringing the worst out of him. I can't be a fan of Khabib anymore. I'm thinking, do you not see what the fuck this man is dealing with? And now maybe Khabib's supposed to stay more humble and, you know, mentally, I don't know, thicker skin. Maybe he's supposed to have thicker skin in this situation and not stoop to Conor's level. You know, maybe that's why people are upset with Khabib. Because, yeah, it's not in Khabib's character. But from where I'm coming from, somebody post a picture about your fucking wife on social media, putting your family out there like this, like you're feeling some type of way. You don't know. You ain't prepared to deal with that type of shit, man. That's not the type of... What do you do? This man is just attacking you on social media. Now he's posting pictures of your family, disrespecting them. What the fuck do you do? Just sit there and fucking put it in God's hands? Maybe yes. Or do you respond and, you know, with exposing them? He said, rapist, you are a rapist. You are a hypocrite who is not responsible for your actions. Justice will find you. We will see, Conor McGregor. I seen people say that this is allegedly the chick Conor had a baby with. But at the same time, people are calling him a rapist. To me, those were 2 different situations, to my knowledge. There was allegedly an illegitimate child, which Eddie Alvarez spoke about at the press conference. I know the secret. Conor's got 2 babies, and one of them, you know, coming at the same... Something. We've heard about an illegitimate child from Conor McGregor. So, is this the chick who's supposed to be the baby mama, or the chick that allegedly got raped? Because why are you calling him a rapist on the picture with the baby mama? But either way, you know, you're just lashing back. You know, he could have been talking about both. He called him a rapist, and then said, be responsible for your actions. But either way, Khabib is stooping at this point. You know, it's kind of like when he jumped out of the cage. People didn't expect it. Because he's supposed to be the humble one that's not with all the bullshit. But now here Khabib is on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dana White had to get in because this shit's clearly crossing lines, and Kevin Iole from ESPN reached out for a statement from Dana White. He said, I'm aware of the recent social media exchange between Khabib and McGregor. The ongoing situation has escalated to a level that is unacceptable. As such, we are taking the necessary steps to reach out to both athlete camps, and this situation is being addressed by all parties internally. So they're trying to stop this shit. They're trying to reach out now like, yo, they're tripping. We're trying to contain it. What do you think Khabib Screw's going to say? Hey, guys, man, Conor's wilding out. Sorry, guys. That's your fucking boy, man. That's y'all's fucking boy. Y'all made that monster. I already kicked his ass. Why does he still feel like he can do this shit? He disrespected my fucking wife, so fuck whoever's on the other side of this phone. Y'all need to talk to Conor. When I see him, it's on. That's all I fucking know. Go talk to Conor. I ain't got nothing to say to you, motherfuckers. Y'all should have talked to Conor before we got here. Y'all made that fucking monster. He's got my fucking wife out here on social media. What the fuck? Ain't no fucking calming me down at this point. Ain't no calming nothing down. You can't say nothing to me over this fucking phone that's gonna make this shit right. Maybe Conor can apologize, and do you think he's gonna do that? There's no way to make this shit right with Khabib. Reach out. What are you gonna say to him? Hey, we'll book you in a rematch. What? Please do. Send me the fucking location. Man, this shit ain't. You can't book no damn rematch with this. This shit is deeper than rap. It already was. And it's going deeper. Y'all better be careful, man. You better be real fucking careful. Now, we're off of the Khabib and Conor situation. That shit was deep. We covered it. I think we covered all angles. I'll pull up the chat before we move to Paulie and Artem. Just pull up the chat. But we're about to be moving on from that topic. So, let's pull up the chat. And, you know, I feel like we've got that shit out. You know, I feel like we had to talk about that shit. Because this shit ain't just some fucking, oh, somebody's talking about somebody on Twitter. This shit's getting real. And I'm talking realer than real. I said it before, and I'm going to repeat it because I think it's really important. This is the type of shit people kill and die over. This is not the shit people fight about. This is not the type of shit, oh, I want to fight you and make money off you. This is the type of shit people kill and die over. That's all I'm saying. Now, before we move on, Kevin from Chicago says, Ali only acts tough when he's with Khabib and Usman. I don't know if that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. So maybe that's the only time it's been on camera. I really think if you're with Ali and shit goes down, Ali's going to be throwing them with you. Like, you know, why wouldn't he? He actually trains. I'm not saying he can fucking win a lot of MMA fights, but he actually trains. Like, he does. I don't know about none of his past or none of that shit that people talk about. I don't know the details. But I do know, from a MMA perspective, he gets his fighters the best fights, the best opportunities, and on top of that, he seems to have their back as far as when it get gangster. Like, he really has their back. If a brawl goes down, he's got your back type shit. So, I mean, as an MMA manager, I don't know if anybody does it better. But personally, be your own, be your own judge. Given Surname said he probably had to delete that shit because I'm sure people reported it to Twitter. Yeah, I would imagine people reported that to Twitter. And there was some shit more recently that didn't even get covered unless it was, was it on the update? Yeah. Khabib said, if you think insulting an entire religion you'll be safe, you are mistaken. Man, guys, I have a bad feeling about Conor McGregor. I've got a grim feeling. That would be a better description. I've got a grim feeling. Conor McGregor says, you sent this exact same threat to my coach in 2016. Oh my God, he's saying don't talk about it, be about it. He's literally asking him to act on this shit. He said, before you and your team attacked my teammate alone in a Brooklyn hotel, remember where all this began. God sees all. I seen another tweet, man, and I hope that shit wasn't fake. Let me go to Conor McGregor's Twitter. He said something about a goat, dog. And I'm not even gonna fucking... If I don't find it, I don't want it to be fake. I'll just say this. I seen a tweet from Conor McGregor, and it said, there's a goat under that towel or something. It wasn't on that same tweet, but he, like, doubled down on the towel shit. But it was just like a tweet that said, like, there was a goat under that towel. Like, what the fuck, dog? So we're not getting back on that situation. We're going to get to Paulie versus Artem, because a lot of this comes after Artem got slapped. Like, what is it about Artem Lobov that whenever he gets fucking slapped, it triggers Conor McGregor so much he goes on a rampage? Literally, if you want to send Conor McGregor on a rampage, slap Artem Lobov. Like, we've seen Artem slapped twice now. Khabib slapped him once, hence the Dali attack, Dali mania, all of that shit. Now Artem gets slapped right here, and all this Conor fucking starts going off on Paulie, Khabib, everybody. That's another thing Conor McGregor's been doing on Twitter. Posting the best photos ever. Like, they went through and he had to have been ready. He's just been sitting on this. Like they used to say, like, Eminem or whoever, you know, the best battle rappers, they already had, like, lines prepared just in case they got into some shit with people. Conor had this shit prepared. Because this is a photo op. He got every single one of the best photos you could take of him beating the living shit out of Artem Lobov. Like, look at this picture. Oh my god. Look at this one. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Why you do him like that? Posting the still frames. Feeding him. Oh my. When I seen that picture, I said, oh my god. And you know, McGregor did put a little, you know, whoop womp on Paulie Malignaggi. He did get busted, you know, fuck him up. He did. But if I'm keeping it 100 and I'm just being real, he never released the unedited tape. You know what I'm saying? He never did. He never released the full clips. He said he was going to, and here we are now. Like, literally, the best pictures you could find. The best pictures you could find. He literally posted all of them. This is what they call an upload dump. Conor McGregor dumped all of his Paulie Malignaggi ass-whooping photos. Like a dump. Like, he literally just... Come on. Somebody went through these second frame by frame by frame, found the best photos at the best resolution, and just, man, the photos ain't doing Paulie no justice on this one. And you know, and there's Artem in the background just sitting there watching, trying to keep his boner down as Conor McGregor fucking, and you look at him down there, just back there, just fucking watching Conor fight. That could be me in there getting punched. But, you know, like, Artem got slapped, man. If you haven't seen the video, fuck it, we'll watch it.
What's up, man?
Yeah, we're not watching all that shit. I want to watch. Come on, dog. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We're getting close. Right here, watch. What the fuck? They didn't really even show it right there. Slow-mo. Oh, there it was! Alright, guys. You gotta slow it down. It was just a little quick. Pow! Here it is. Slink! Ooh, hey, We gotta keep it real, though. We gotta keep it real. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you got that off. You got that off. But I tell you what, Artem Lobov would beat the living shit out of Malignaggi if there wasn't a whole fucking crowd there. You got that off. But I'm telling you right now, Paulie Malignaggi doesn't do that if there's not a crowd full of people there. 100%, there's no way he touches Artem Lobov if there's not 50 fucking people to hold him back. He knew he could get that off. He didn't want no fucking smoke. He literally thought that out. That was a thought process that went through his head. Okay, there's 50 people here. I might be able to slap this dude right now. Man, I better make sure there's some big dudes around here. Like, he probably counted the number of big dudes around him to be able to hold him back. Because if Artem gets to Paulie, oh yeah, he might not make it out of there. Not even because he's the GOAT, but just because he's an MMA fighter and you're a fucking boxer. Don't you ever fucking slap me in public, kid. You better wait until there's a rule set. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know? The fight with, man, Artem will dust Paulie. And I'm real. Come on, man. Don't fucking slap him in public like that. What the hell is wrong with you? Have some respect for yourself. You and all your boys know you wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for a crowd of people. Like, how can you honestly respect that? If somebody slaps somebody because they know, and everybody, there's not even a doubt. There's not even a doubt. There's nobody here. There's nobody there. There's nobody anywhere. Not even Floyd Mayweather, not even any boxer thinks Paulie would have slapped him if there wasn't a crowd of people around. How do you even, like, it was like, oh shit. But how do you even respect that? Now, all that being said, Artem Lobov fights this weekend in bare knuckle boxing against Jason Knight. Oh, I'm watching the fuck out of that. There's no UFC this week either? Oh, I'm going to be watching that. We got to do a fight companion. There's no way I can miss it. But word on the street is after this fight, Paulie Malignaggi versus Artem Lobov in bare knuckle fucking boxing. How much money would you pay for that? I'm buying it. I'm buying. Well, if I had the money, I would buy Artem Lobov versus Jason Knight in bare knuckle. Artem Lobov versus Paulie. They're gonna do big numbers if they really fight in bare knuckle. They're gonna do some numbers off of this type, like off of this right here, and the McGregor beef alone. They could actually do real good numbers in bare knuckle. I would watch that over a UFC fight. You know, maybe not a main event or a title fight, but like if it came on during the main card and it was like, do you want to watch this main card fight or Artem versus Paulie in bare knuckle? Oh, what? Artem Lobov versus Paulie? Oh, fucking. We got one TV. We're switching to that. I'm telling you right now. I just, this weekend, I'm telling you, we're going to be watching it. McGregor reacted to Malignaggi slapping, you know, his teammate. Just posted a bunch of pictures. Clearly, we already looked at those. Now, we're about to get into some more MMA news. First, let's pull up the chat. Remove Lizard says, thanks for covering all this Twitter beef full time. I must be a casual for not wanting to look all this up. Honestly, I missed a lot of it. You know, just I've been at work and stuff. Like, I would go to Twitter, and there's a little group chat we got going on that, you know, Stamina's in there, Infamous, and Leon Dubson, and a few other people. And I just seen, you know, every now and then I'll see it in there. Somebody shared the tweet. I seen all this. But, yeah, like, the more I thought about it, and the more I was like, man, we got to talk about this, because I had a grim feeling. Like, I keep going back in my head to, this is the shit that people kill and die over. Like, Conor's too much of a public figure to be saying shit like this and be okay. We just seen somebody named like Abubakar or something, a name similar. That's the guy who Conor smashed his phone. So clearly Conor is in people's reach. I talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the show. Like, a lot of you might not know who he is, but Nipsey Hussle literally just got gunned down in broad daylight in front of his own store by somebody from his own crew formerly. If you put yourself in range of crazy people, crazy shit can happen. And so when you egg on crazy people, I have a grim feeling. And I don't want to, like make a prediction like, oh man, I think Conor McGregor might get fucked up. Seriously. Because I don't want to put that energy out there. And I don't want to be right about it. But I really do think Conor McGregor, and it sounds fucking crazy because this is entertainment. And maybe I'm marking out. But I really feel like McGregor could die saying shit like this, bro. And I don't even like saying that because I don't want to put that energy out there. But seriously, I hope I'm fucking marking out. But this shit doesn't seem like no fucking entertainment, man. This seems way too real. Him says Artem versus Lobov is a real money fight. Yo, I laughed because whenever you said that, I read it in Nate Diaz's voice. Gary Kent Jr. said, I still need to see all the footage. He's releasing still pictures of what he wants us to see. I think that's what's making McDougal so mad. Exactly, bro. You know these pictures. Literally, these are the best pictures he could have posted. Come on. Just feeding him a knuckle sandwich and that one. That's crazy. Infamous Fight Fan says, Paulie got 9 lives. You keep finding a way to get back in the headlines. Shit, he's about to be in some real big headlines if he agrees to a bare knuckle fight. John Doe says, yeah, Paulie knew. A little push to the face, says Cam Murphy. Oh man, I'm too old for this nonsense. Jeffrey, be courteous here. Get the fuck out. Those are your options. I don't know who Jeffrey is. Sounds like he's been in here tripping. Remember, said, good to see Conor at least got Artem's back. Loyalty. Yeah, man. He's got Artemis back. He does, but why I'm skeptical about reading it like that is because the whole loyalty thing with those guys, I almost feel like it's to a fault. I feel like McGregor, for one, could have been a better fighter if he left him. For two, now, it seems like there might be a divide between McGregor and Kavanaugh, and these might just be rumors and reading between the lines. But it seems like Conor, like he trained at AT&T, I think, like just maybe one training session. We seen him training in Brazil before this fight. Like he's starting to train at other places, and word on the streets is there's kind of a divide maybe between him and Kavanaugh. So I mean, if they do break up, for one, I think Conor would be a better fighter. But then, really, where's the loyalty? You know, like and with loyalty, for their sake, it seems like, and we'll see where that goes. Sure, Artem tried to get to Paulie and gets held back so easily. Yeah, I know, because they're smaller dudes, right? But yeah, they're lucky that wouldn't. Bro, that was thought out by Paulie. He knew what he was doing. He knew there were some big dudes to hold them back. Someone said, who's the clown in here talking shit? Somebody's in here talking shit? Jeffrey B, this character? Okay, yeah, Jeffrey B's in here trolling. Infamous Fight Fans says Paulie punched and backed away at the same time. Man, Paulie, man, like, at first instinct, I'm like, oh shit, he just slapped Artem. Second instinct, I'm like, I can't even respect that. Yo, we doing a panel? We can. Y'all want to hop on here? Eileen Tony says John Doe. Jesse says Tony for sure. Cardi. I mean, we can do a panel. Yeah, we're about done. My girl's about to be getting home from work, so it might, you know, I might have to mute my mic. That'll actually probably work better. I might have to mute my mic for a second. So yeah, if you guys want to hop on a panel and talk your shit, let me know. Ben Askren versus Jorge Masvidal. Let me talk about this bullshit while Infamous hops on the panel. We'll do a little quick panel. 1 second. Let me fucking talk about this bullshit fight. I talked about it a little bit on our little test video last week. But man, I don't like this fight. And let me preface this by saying strictly I'm a fan of Jorge Masvidal, but I'm a fan of Ben Askren. I'm more than a fan of Jorge Masvidal. Like, I relate to him on a level of, like, and even though we're not the same nationality, you know how people kind of root for their own? Whether you're fucking white or black or Mexican or Brazilian. You know that feeling to root for your own? I kind of have that with Jorge Masvidal. And it's not because I'm, you know, fucking Cuban or, you know, I think he's Cuban, right? Mexican, whatever he is. It's not that, because I'm not. But it's kind of the background, the coming up from the backyard fighting, where he came from, you know. I relate to that so much. I feel like he's one of my own. And, you know, like the way the politics are never on his side because of whatever reason, you know. Like, I relate to that so much. I just root for Jorge Masvidal. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. And so when I see this bad matchup, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This pisses me off. I don't like it. It's some baby back, bagel biting bullshit. Ben Askren's trying to get a fucking easy fight. Don't want no smoke with Robbie Lawler in the rematch. That's where I start to go. Fuck this fight. Why y'all putting Jorge Masvidal here? Fuck that. Give him a good matchup and then a title shot like you do all the pretty boys. You know, you want to give Cody Garbrandt two good matchups, then a title fight. Fuck that. Give Jorge Masvidal a title shot, man. Fuck out of here. You gotta make him fight fucking Ben Askren and, it don't matter, man. It's gonna be hard for him to get a title shot in this division anyways. For him to be competing at the highest level of welterweight just shows you how fucking real deal Jorge Masvidal is. Because he's really a lightweight that said, fuck this. I'm not going to keep cutting all this weight if I'm going to keep getting robbed on these judges' scorecards. Makes a lot of sense if you don't, you know, if you really know what's going on. Fuck that. I love to fight, so I'll still fight, but I'm not going to miss every holiday and blah, 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 just so I can cut to 155 pounds, and then even when I beat the brakes off of somebody, like, I'm talking worst decisions in MMA history. That's the type of robberies Jorge Masvidal has been a part of. Like, one of my homeboys actually fights MMA. Well, he trains MMA. He was going to fight his first amateur fight. He's already signed up for his first grappling tournament. He trains Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA. Real life, somebody that one of my best friends. He trains MMA. And I told him about Masvidal versus Iaquinta. I told him one day, like, bro, fuck, that is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. And I forgot I told him like a year ago. About a month ago, he said, bro, I went back and watched that Iaquinta Masvidal fight. You were right. That is crazy. He said he beat his ass every single round. This is an MMA fighter. This ain't just some casual fan. This dude trains MMA and said that was one of the worst robberies he's ever seen. He said Masvidal beat his ass all 3 rounds. So if that happens to you more than once and you realize, okay, clearly, I'm not the judge's flavor. What the fuck? What's the point in cutting weight? You're never going to get your title shot. And so, you know, already all of that on his plate. Now he's got to fight Ben Askren after. He just had one of the best performances of his career, and now he's got to fight Ben Askren in this terrible matchup. Somebody we know just wants to lay on him and try and get a win because he's in the, you know, he needs a win in the UFC. And it's not all Ben Askren's fault. Now, it is a little bit because he seems to really want a favorable matchup. And to be fair, he said, I want the winner of Masvidal versus Till. Well, also, to be fair, the winner of Masvidal versus Till was a good matchup. Now, Ben Askren has said he wants to fight everybody. I don't know how much I believe that. because you clearly don't want to fight Robbie Lawler again. Well, I already fought him once. I seen that didn't go my way. Whew. But Masvidal is just literally one of the best matchups for him. It's not a great, it's not a fan-friendly fight. Masvidal's got to fucking knock this dude out, submit him, or get laid on. I mean, it's just the worst case scenario for Masvidal, who should be getting rewarded, in my opinion. Just fucking upset Darren Till in his backyard. Shouldn't he be getting rewarded? What type of reward is Ben Askren? This dude has no UFC clout. Coming off a controversy, he's got one fight in the UFC. Put in some work. Go pay your fucking dues. What type of reward is this for Masvidal? Why is Ben Askren the one getting a reward and not Masvidal? Ben Askren came over here and got fucking his clock cleaned by Robbie Lawler. Barely won the fight. Thanks, Herb Dean. You should probably send him half of your fucking fight check. Half of your win bonus. He literally won you that fight. He could have stopped the fight when Robbie was pounding you out. Didn't. Let you live. And then stop the fight early on the submission. So you get a controversial win that everyone wants to see the rematch. Nobody here would complain about a Lawler versus Askren rematch. But you get rewarded with the easy matchup? And my boy Masvidal is not an easy matchup for anybody, but he's a favorable matchup for a wrestler or a grappler. We've seen in the Damian Maia fight, dudes are just going to try and... They got no chance when it comes to the hands. They got zero chance. You don't got hands like Masvidal. I mean, he's a great MMA fighter, but you want to talk about hands? You don't got a chance. So dudes got to lay on him and they got to pray. And they got to hang on for dear life that Masvidal don't get no separation and start putting them right back on him. Everybody's seen the fucking training tape. One of Masvidal's best friends is Colby Covington. We've all seen Colby Covington pick this dude up and slam him around and pick him up. It's not interesting. Yeah, that's what fucking welterweight wrestlers do to lightweights. They out-wrestle them. So sorry if I'm not interested in seeing Ben Askren out-fucking wrestle Jorge Masvidal. I'd rather see Jorge Masvidal fucking scrap with somebody. I'm sure he'd rather scrap with somebody too than have to fucking try and avoid takedowns from this big-ass fucking one-dimensional wrestler all day. No disrespect to Ben Askren, but fucking that's what happens when you put him against one of my favorite fighters. I fucking get pissed off, man. Now, with that being said, we're going to get my boy Infamous MMA on here. We ain't heard from him in a while. That means I got to get some headphones, because if not, there will be an echo. Got him. Alright. Let me plug these bad boys up. Let me send Infamous the link. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send Infamous MMA the link. I'm going to put on a UFC Yankovic song, so y'all got something to listen to while we handle the technical difficulties. Not even difficulties, but while I get Infamous MMA plugged in here. Google Hangouts. Let's see. Hangout. UFC Yankovic. Alright, Infamous, I'm getting the link. Video call. Copy link. Alright, what are we about to play? While I plug in these headphones. Tony time? I know that's a favorite.
wishing, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing on me. It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My Tony time, Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought with Lee. Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time, Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke.
All right, one more song. I just put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to hop on, feel free. Talk about just whatever, man. I've talked long enough. I'll respond if you guys got a question, but I'm going to let you guys talk about this madness going on. I want to hear your thoughts. It's been way too long since we did a panel, but we've just had so much bullshit going on with our main channel. I've been working a lot. I've had to get a lot of shit taken care of, all type of stuff. We got Infamous MMA in the building. Make sure you guys hit his name, click go to channel, and give him a subscribe.
Because don't even do that because I don't even post it.
Well, in the future I will anyways. We appreciate you.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, you know, so just subscribe for the future, you know. But let me make sure everybody can hear you. Let me go to YouTube stream with Hangout. Let's see if this is okay. We're gonna get your screen on here. What's going on, Infamous? What do you think about this McGregor madness going on?
It's been a while, man.
It has. It's been too long.
Yeah, man. What's up?
Not too much, man. Just fucking working, chilling.
Oh, dude, I started working, dude, straight out of college.
Okay. That's good to hear, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I haven't had no time for nothing.
Man, I hear that.
Yeah.
All right, well, I need your thoughts, man. And I'll start with McGregor because I think that's the biggest thing here today. What are your thoughts on McGregor on Twitter, man? Like I know, I'm sure you heard me, but I have a grim feeling about this. What do you think about McGregor at this point in his Twitter antics?
I mean, honestly, like, oh, can I get louder? Hold on. What's your name?
Louder. I'll see if I can turn you up too.
Gotta get a new mic.
I got bad hearing, so whenever, I just assumed, I couldn't hear you because I got bad hearing, but, yeah, no, I can hear you still a little bit, so we're good.
Yeah, so McGregor?
Yeah, McGregor. What are your thoughts on him on his Twitter war with Khabib, him crossing the line and trying to get a rematch?
Crossing the line? I mean, hasn't he been doing this the whole time? Crossing the line shit?
Yeah, I mean, in a way. I mean, in the past, he called him a Dagestani rat.
I mean,
now, maybe with the manager, he did say, like, where's Noah, but he did talk about his father.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like the wife, I feel like it's like a double whammy here. It's like the wife and the religion. He's talking about his wife's religion.
Yeah, like the wife was out of line, so out of line. Like, the man... Honestly, I saw that towel picture, and I thought that was, like, some Photoshop shit. I'm like, what is that? Like, what?
No, I had seen that picture way before. Like, that was a real picture. I had seen that, like, back in the day.
No funny shit. I thought the same thing with the towel from South Park.
Oh, that's crazy. You thought the same thing with the tally from South Park. The chat, for some reason, is saying you're coming in really low. And on my side, I have you turned up to the point to where if you talk any louder, like, I feel like it's hitting the red bar, like telling me it's peaking. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm not exactly sure how we could fix that or whatnot, but hopefully you guys can still at least hear the conversation.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you guys hear him? I hear you better.
What up? Yeah, so this given surname, what up?
What's going on? Given sure name.
What up?
In the building.
Yeah, so yeah, you can go ahead and keep talking, Infamous. I was just wanting to hop in here too. So,
Nah, man, what's up, man? How's it doing?
how you doing, man?
Oh,
Yeah, fucking McGregor losing his shit. You think that this is the beginning of like a Tupac Biggie situation where one of these guys is, or potentially both of these
100%.
guys are
Yeah,
totally on the way down.
something's gonna happen eventually. Like something's gonna happen. I just can't see it not happening at this point.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like, with me, that bothers me the most is like Conor hasn't won a fight in 3 fucking years, and he's over here talking shit like he's like I've never seen a guy take a loss better than like
No, you're
like
so you're on point with that. Like, this dude hasn't won a fight in 3 years, and he's talking like he's still the boss. Like,
yeah,
like take orders
really-
like you do. Like, bro.
I'm like, what the like usually people they go away a week or two after a loss, you know, like but this guy talks like and his fans are still there. I mean, like they still like his posts, like his shit hasn't changed. Like he's like, I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of
I've been a big fan of his for a
Nah,
while, but like I
mean,
literally
you know,
can't
I've been a big
support
fan,
this
but like
shit.
I can't support this nonsense. Like
I can't either, bro, because
and you know, no, you know something else? Hold on, before we get to that, this fucking clout chasing he does after every UFC event, bro. Every UFC event, he gotta be like, just say some shit, right? Like
Yeah.
about Justin Gaethje, about Cowboy, about everybody. Jorge Masvidal.
Yep.
Every time somebody wins a fight, he has to put his 2 cents in, and then he gets like 20K likes, and then everybody's like, "Wow, look at Conor, so humble." Wow.
Listen to this before I forget. This is exactly. I'm glad you said that because it really makes me be able to frame this in the way I wanted to say it. Whenever I seen this shit on Twitter today at work, or before I went live, and where I'm at is why I feel like I can't support this. I can't cheer this on and just treat it as entertainment because if you look what Conor said. If something does happen to Conor, heaven forbid, if he does, you know, some Biggie and Tupac type shit, and you were the one like, laughing when he was talking about this dude's religion, I personally feel like I would feel like shit. Like, man, I was all there cheering Conor on and thinking it was fun and games, and now he's fucking dead. You know, like, this shit's going too far for me.
Dude, like, no, I mean, let's be real. I mean, like, remember when Conor attacked Khabib, he had fucking, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but SBG is a sorry ass team compared to like what Khabib got with him. Like,
for sure, SBG to AKA is really,
like,
oh my god.
Oh my, like, imagine if they actually fought. My goodness, they would kill Conor's team, dude. Conor had
dude, if it was like a 300 battle, SBG versus AKA.
I mean, SBG's never been a really good team. Like they had Conor, basically. They had Conor, and that's it.
Yeah,
and
no, 100%. They got James Gallagher.
And their new team, I'm not trying to be like rude or mean or anything, but let's be honest. Like they never been shit until Conor. They never been nothing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And then like he attacks this guy's bus, which you got Charlie Ward, you got Peter Quill. Like, come on.
And what a coincidence! Artem just happened to get slapped right around both. Like,
oh shit, you get slapped again. No, the funniest part of that video is like you see, so Paulie tries to throw a 1-2, and he throws that shit in the air and just runs away, like, and just backs away and like, yo, where's my sunglasses? Where's my
Yo, Paulie is crazy, bro.
Bro, honestly, on some real shit, I think everybody in this panel would beat Paulie's ass. Like,
I ain't gonna give myself that much credit. I ain't no goddamn professional fighter. I know I got some size on him. I ain't gonna count myself out. But I ain't never been the one to be like, oh man, he's small. I can beat his like a professional fighter. To me, that's a whole nother level. Like I just know like he's at the point to where he could just outrun me for like fucking 3 rounds and I'll be tired and then he could pick me apart. Like I'm not gonna give myself that much credit.
Look, man, I'd beat Paulie's ass. I give that shit on myself.
You might. We gotta get my boy Giving Cheer name in here, man. I want to hear your thoughts on this McGregor and Khabib, this Twitter war, man, because I've really been just racking my thoughts over this, and I don't even, like,
Yo, why Paulie's the
I don't
one
want to put
dislike
that
on his
energy
fans?
in the air, but I really feel like this shit could, I don't know, man, crowd. Biggie, you brought it up, some Biggie and Tupac type shit. What are your thoughts on Conor McGregor crossing the line again? I don't know why. I feel like it's deeper this time. I feel like he's
Fourth
crossed
time
the
you're
line
bugging,
even
bro. You're
farther
bugging.
this time.
Fourth
Because,
time
yeah,
you're bugging on
okay,
that.
you were already talking about his family and his father. And, okay, you talked about the religion. But now you're posting pictures of his wife and talking about her religion. I feel like this is farther.
Honestly, I think he just like reinstated the shit. Like I feel like Khabib was done with him.
Like, reignited it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he reignited it. Like Khabib was done with him, and Khabib was alright. I punched him enough, but like now
Yeah.
he said this shit. Khabib was alright.
Yeah, you for sure know this got to Khabib. He wouldn't be calling Conor
Like,
a rapist and posting these pictures and shit if he wasn't affected.
well, of course. I mean, Khabib at this point is just like, I don't want to fight you in a fucking cage where the referee is gonna break us up when I choke your ass out. I want to literally kill you, bro.
He wants his
I want to literally
location.
put yourself 6 foot under, bro. This is not a game no
He
more.
does. Oh my!
Oh
If
my,
there was
he'll
no
do some
referee,
fucking-
do you
dude,
really
he'll-
think Khabib would
dude,
let
he-
go of the squeeze?
Dude, he'll probably kill Connor, do some Muslim ritual and like burn him or some shit, like to
And
like, sacrifice him
happily
and
go
shit.
to prison at this.
Yeah,
Yo, see, and this is so deep, man. I'm like, I'm not trying to joke about this. There are literally people who would happily die for this. You're going
yeah.
at religion, man. People run fucking planes into buildings behind this shit. That's not a joke. Seriously, people
No.
do
The way you said it was funny, man.
stupid shit, bro. Every fucking these mass shooters, there are mentally ill fucking people, and when you disrespect people that are mentally ill, or I mean, I just know how serious. This shit is real to me. I'm telling you, I feel bad because I don't want to put the energy out there. If let's just say hypothetically, if Conor were to fucking get hurt, not even die, like you would feel weird cheering this shit on at this point. I don't know. Like that's why I don't see the UFC booking this fight. Like, what if like some big? I don't know. This shit is crazy to me.
They've been trying to book the fight, but Khabib hasn't accepted. They've been trying to do it.
Now, given your name, I got to get you in here for one because I want to hear your thoughts, and for two, just to give the listening audience a break from having to put their ear all the way to their speaker to hear Infamous. Now,
Bro,
what are your thoughts on
like,
McGregor's recent Twitter spat with Khabib? Yep, 1 second. Okay, he said 1 second. We're gonna give him 1 second. I think he's okay. He's going to another room. Let me pull up the chat. Let's see. We got the Micah Reynolds in here. What's going on?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, shit, my microphone wasn't working. I was trying to say something that whole time. I didn't know my microphone wasn't working. Okay, fuck. All right, shit, man. Can you hear me? So you can hear me good?
Yep.
All right, so man, I feel like a couple of things that about this topic, like you're saying, like it's a real serious thing, and like we can like it. None of us, I think, take ourselves real seriously, but that doesn't mean other people don't, and that doesn't mean other people's like shit isn't gonna affect them a certain way. And when you're talking to the whole world, when you're like, and it's one thing to make a fucking mistake, everybody can fuck up, but this is clearly not just like, oh, I accidentally insulted somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he's not accidentally insulting 1.5 billion people.
Right.
He almost doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like he's
right.
He's intentionally doing it.
Yeah, almost self-destructive type shit to where
100% self-destructive.
Yeah.
Self-destructive. That is a good word to use because I thought about that. Like he's got to know. Like this. Yeah. Like this is self-destructive.
Yeah, but isn't so much of what he's kind of already been doing, and back to kind of something Infamous was saying earlier about SBG. I think in some ways SBG got kind of put on the map when Conor was successful, and they sure loved taking all the credit or taking a lot of credit when that happened, and so now I think it's only fair to kind of look at what blame they share here in having no sort of control over him, no accountability for for his actions. Like, where's his gym in all of this? Like, obviously not doing anything to keep him in check, or even, you know, pretending
they almost aren't even
that
speaking out against it. Like, yo, we tried to tell him not to, because then it's like Conor might cut them off. Like,
yeah.
I feel like they don't have no say so at this point. But you're right, they did take a lot of the credit for Ocon. So
Yeah, and so there's no leadership over there that I've ever seen. They seem like a bunch of yes men, and I'm not trying to
no,
disrespect
that's a
anybody,
fair
but
assessment.
that's just what it kind of seems like, and so I feel like I really hope it doesn't turn out, you know, with a sad ending, but it seems like that's where I don't see how it turns around unless we're all just marks, and this was actually
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I'm marking out right now.
2019 publicity, outrage publicity.
But it's hard to, like 1.5 billion people. If we're marking out, I'm sure a lot of people are marking out.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so.
Yo, can you hear me better now?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You
I
hear
hear
me
you a little better now.
Is it better? Like way better? Or is it just a little better?
Probably just a little better.
I can hear you pretty good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I asked the chat. I hear you, but.
And another thing I've heard people talking about that I want to see what y'all think is, do you think, or what can you imagine will happen in terms of like a potentially a conduct or code of conduct or some kind of a policy in place to where shit like this can be punished either monetarily or whatever, just basically to try to keep incidents like this from snowballing in the future.
I hear what you're saying, and I've seen like it wasn't Dana White. He spoke against it. Someone in the UFC spoke about like fighters not being able to say certain things at press conferences.
Yeah, and he was like,
"This
"What
isn't
the fuck
at
are
a
you gonna
press
do?"
conference, right?" So this is to me. Do you control what they can say on social media? And if so, does like at this point, so they got to wear these uniforms. They can't have sponsors. They can't say this on social media, and they're independent contractors. So I don't. It's a sticky situation. I don't know what you can do about this. All I keep coming back to is you have to deal with the repercussions, and the repercussions. I don't want it to get to that point, but Connor's gonna have to deal with the repercussions of this shit, man. And I can't co-sign him. I can't co-sign this. I'm not entertained by it. I don't think he needs to keep doing this to sell the fight. I think there's better ways.
Like he's like a little kid, like that's not getting what he wants right now, so he just keeps pushing.
And he's
like that's usually how he gets. Like that's always been his like thing with his trash talk, where he would always. Like, there's no line for him, so it's always like, oh, shit, Connor just said that, Connor just said this. Like, how can he say those things? Those things usually are offline, but there's never a line with Connor. He just says what's on his mind, and then whatever happens later happens.
But don't you feel like it's almost potentially going to work? Like, this does bump him back up into the front of the line of like, okay, well, he's going to keep freaking out if they don't give him this fight, so maybe they just go ahead and do that.
Man, to me, the only way this shit works is if
Conor gets a win.
I don't want to say Khabib is if Khabib is not okay with it. But the only way this works is if the UFC can somehow quell Khabib's team. Like, if they can make this okay with Khabib. If Khabib wants the money, essentially, because it will sell a lot of pay-per-views. It will be a huge rematch. Is this bigger than the fight and the money to Khabib? Because you're right. It does put Conor like right back into the who do you want to see Conor fight? It's Khabib.
But one of the things that might be changing the calculation here is apparently I've been hearing a couple of different people talk about like Brennan Schaub and people like that talking about how the new ESPN pay structure is such that they'll always get paid for every pay-per-view as like automatically guaranteed as if it sold 500,000 buys. And so they never have to worry about like bottoming out on low cards anymore, at least for while that contract is in place. And so some people were kind of arguing that the result is that they're not going to be pushing for money. I think this was Brennan Schaub's whole last point on his last podcast is they're not going to be pushing for money fights anymore because they don't have any real incentive to. They're just going to be going with kind of run-of-the-mill cards, and people like Conor aren't going to have really much leverage over him anymore because they don't need to chase those huge pay-per-view
that was starting
buys
to become
anymore.
a problem.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of if that's all the case, it could be also part of why Conor's super lashing out right now, because they're just kind of like, hey, we'll offer you this to fight. We're not going over that because we don't really give a shit if we get 2 million buys or whatever.
Yeah, you're coming off of some losses, and we got this new ESPN deal.
Yeah, so like he could just be like actually literally like desperate right now. But what's strange is how do you make as much money as he is and get desperate?
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it crazy how none of the people like close to Conor ever call him out for his bullshit?
Yeah.
Well, because I feel like it's a situation where if you call him out, he probably cut you off.
Yeah, but it's like it never happens.
But
like,
yeah, you're right. Like publicly, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like,
publicly, yeah, but
we haven't seen that cutoff. We haven't seen Kavanaugh or Roddy or any of these dudes. Like he said, if you get the credit, you get the blame. We haven't seen any of them come out and say Conor is fucking up. He should not be disrespecting those people like that. He should not be talking about Muslims. We do not condone that shit. None of like, bro. If I'm one of them, like that seems like a good idea, but at the same time,
that, like, what about this nigga?
Do you want to lose your relationship with McGregor? Is it worth it? He's probably feeding their families at this point. Like they're like it gets deep. Like literally, there could be like some of Kavanaugh's nieces and nephews working at some Proper 12 retailer. Like it gets deep.
Yeah,
he could be feeding people's families.
But still, I mean, like this dude.
But for sure, he needs checked. But I don't know how much they can do it.
Isn't it crazy how he's been tested by USADA 48 times and he never popped for coke? Like, how has he never popped for coke?
Before, I guess, because you have a certain window before or after a fight. But I mean, no, man. USADA.
There must be some cocaine up in them.
I'll say this.
I don't believe it.
I would be surprised if like, let's say Conor somehow had like a picogram of some fucking estrogen blocker. I would be surprised if we found out about that shit, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't see how that's an interesting point too. Is this all comes up at a point when like USADA is
not announcing it anymore?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and also not completely not credible, or in a lot of people's eyes.
It's funny you bring that up. It's like literally a perfect transition because. And I'm not transitioning all the way, but it's a perfect example. Alexei Olenek is replacing Alexander Volkov versus Alistair Overeem. And I was on MMA Reddit, and it said the reason has been revealed on a Russian website. So I went to the Russian website, translated it. The reason for removing Volkov from the UFC tournament in St. Petersburg has become known. It says it was because a violation of the anti-doping policy. Now, someone got replaced, yada, yada. But the truth coming out, it was a USADA violation. Now, that's the thing. They don't want to announce it, but I guarantee you it always comes out somehow, unless they're doing a great job of protecting it, like what seems to be going on with Paulo Costa. But
bro, I told you Paulo Costa was on some shit. You didn't want to believe it.
I mean, ever since I've seen that video, I'm like, I'm waiting for him to get popped any day now, but with this rule, it may never come out. So,
bro, TJ getting pop hurt, man. That shit hurt me.
Yeah, that shit.
Now, it didn't hurt because like
it hurt. That shit hurt.
No. Like you see, with me, like I'm usually fair, like most things. So I kind of expected that he did it in the past, especially when he fought Barao, because he looked chiseled when he fought Barao, and then when he fought Cruz, he looked like a noodle, and then he gets with Sam Calvita, and now he starts looking ripped again. So I kind of like assumed that he did it before, but I thought like he just had a really good dietitian now, like some dude who knew.
Yeah, all these
really
dudes like that seem like they're on it, but they always use the word science. Like, no, we got the best science. Like, okay.
Which who else that makes me think of?
Alexander Hernandez.
Well, no.
Oh, bro, you dropped the ball.
Damn, I probably shouldn't just be dropping names. Him? That's what makes me think of. My bad.
No, hold on. Let me ask you something. Quick 1 minute off the topic. Yeah, why'd you think Alexander Hernandez was gonna beat Cowboy, man? I was like,
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? If they rematch, I still think he can win.
oh come on, yo.
Where'd you want to, bro? Alexander,
Oh,
I'll tell you
come on,
this
bro.
much: Alex Hernandez had a
Watch
way
this.
better chance
Bro.
of beating Cowboy than Mike Perry.
Hold on. You were hyped because he beat the Canadian gangster.
He didn't just
what's his
beat the
name?
Canadian gangster, bro. He knocked out
What's
fucking
his
Benil
name?
Dariush in the
Hey,
first round. Then he
dude,
beat the Canadian
what's the guy's
gangster
name? I
in
forgot.
like
What is
fucking
his name?
Quebec. In Canada, on the main card,
Yeah,
you take out the Canadian gangster after a lot of people thought your first fight against a ranked opponent might have been a fluke. Your first two UFC fights, you're taking out ranked opponents, and now you're fighting Cowboy at a weight class up. A lot of people thought Cowboy could lose to Mike Perry. I called Cowboy beating Mike Perry, but Alexander Hernandez is way better than Mike Perry, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say that.
As far as well-rounded, I really think he is. I think he's a better MMA fighter. Now, I think Mike Perry's getting better. I'm not saying that like Mike Perry is trash, but I think if you put Mike Perry against Benil Dariush and then the second guy he just beat, the Canadian gangster, I think Mike Perry loses one of those fights. And he definitely loses to Cowboy, so I don't know. It's close, and I think Mike Perry's going to get better the more he trains with Jackson Wink and the more he trains with real MMA camps. But I think Alexander Hernandez, if I'm not mistaken, trains with Elevation Fight Team. Like, he's already training with the Killers.
But he ain't no two-time Kayla Harrison. He's not that beat.
No, he's a beast. Like, is he Kayla Harrison? No, because the division is more stacked.
I mean, there's only one Kayla Harrison.
No, the only no, because I'm telling you, there's people like Kayla Harrison. I feel like Curtis Blades is somebody I look at similar to Kayla Harrison. I am such a Curtis Blades fan. It's got nothing to do with personality. I am just so high on this man's fucking potential. I was telling my friend before his last fight, we actually bet $5 real. I was like, bro, you're crazy. You think my man Curtis Blades is going down? Are you nuts? Like, I'm a big Curtis Blades fan.
That's the dude he fought. Like, come on, man.
I'm a fan of people that I think have a legitimate potential to be one of the best in the world at their division.
Blades, I fuck with him. He's a good fighter.
I never looked at Alexander Hernandez. I guess you're right. I never looked at him
when I did look at his fights,
he's gonna be
Woodley. I didn't see like a crazy amount of setups or technique, but he had like a really high pay, very athletic. So I knew when he fought Cowboy, if he didn't dust him the first round, Cowboy's kick setups were gonna get him eventually.
Yeah.
But that's the way I saw it. But you're not always right.
Yeah, no, you're not always right, but I'm telling you.
Especially when you had that
winning streak, that crazy Alexander Hernandez.
Bro, remember when you had that crazy winning streak where you kept getting shit right?
I'm still on it. Like, that might have been the one fight on that card I got wrong, man. Like, I'm not going to get 100% of every card right, but I'm still going to be at about 85.
Around the time when you called Cejudo over DJ, though, you were on fucking fire around that time.
Give that panel credit.
Bro, on the full-time bankroll, we're at an all-time high as we speak. Like, I'm at like $17,000.
Yeah. I was the one on that panel saying y'all were crazy too.
No, you weren't the only one. My man Forward's not here right now, but it's crazy because like the last week he was like, "Oh, full time. If you're gonna pick Mighty Mouse over DJ, I need a comprehensive breakdown." Like trying to put me on the spot. We get on the panel and this motherfucker picks the same pick. Like he was trying to put me on the spot and question my credibility, and then you make the same pick on the panel. What? But no, man, I'm still on a heater, and I'm telling you, if Alexander Hernandez fought Cowboy again, it's 50-50 for me. Like, Cowboy's a beast, but, man, don't sleep on Hernandez. It's like Curtis Blades versus Ngannou. I'm super confident in Blades to win, but Ngannou might knock him out. I never said Cowboy was a fucking scrub. I just thought Hernandez would get the W.
Man, Blades really need to work on his striking, man. He really just...
I mean, he's training with Overeem now, bro. That's literally a perfect pairing.
His wrestling's so good. Like, he might as well just take a break from his wrestling.
Like 26. He could do that. He could take like a fucking year break and just train striking with Overeem and come back to go. Like, and he's doing it, man. But I mean, I think it's even better he's staying active, unless you get knocked out by Ngannou 5 times or something. But for both of them, I wish when Overeem was younger, he had Curtis Blades to train with, because he's, probably the best striker in the heavyweight division, And then Curtis Blades is one of the best wrestlers. So them training together, you put them two motherfuckers in like a hyperbolic time chamber, you got goats coming out.
Yeah, you got Alistair Overeem 8.0 now.
Oh yeah, Curtis Blades is gonna have some striking too.
I hope.
But yeah, so we had the McGregor Twitter, McGregor versus Khabib on Twitter. I'll ask you this, and I'll start with you giving your name. I mean, would you at this point want to see the McGregor versus, like, let's say the UFC said, all right, they're not going to kill each other, but they do want to fight each other. Do you want to see the McGregor versus Khabib rematch right now?
So if the choice is between that and like a legitimate lightweight fight, I'd much rather see someone. I mean, okay, so if my choice is that and like
the winner of the interim title fight.
Yeah, give me the real fight.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Conor. I don't want to have another, especially not. I'm tired of these hype press conferences. I'm tired of all the gimmicks. I'm tired of all the hype and everything, and I just want to see him fight. And if he's gonna he'll get in there and fight a couple of guys and do it all over again and kind of rebuild it. But I just don't see that happening.
Okay, so I say like, for McGregor specifically, I'm with you. I want to see Khabib fight the #1 contender. So for McGregor, what do you want to see for him next? Would you rather see him wait for Khabib? Not necessarily wait, but what do you want? What fight do you think should be next for him? Would you rather see him fight and it wouldn't be a #1 contender fight, like a Nate Diaz, or do you think he should fight Khabib at this point?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, give him Nate Diaz. Let them do it once a year until they're in their 40s. Like, I'm fine with that. Just make that a yearly matchup. Like, they seem to both be pretty much just kind of made for that right now. Like, I mean, neither of them, in my opinion, are competing for championships at any weight anymore. So, to me, it seems like just give them the money fights. But I don't really think he hadn't called out. When was the last time he even mentioned Nate, you know? So
he talked about him recently.
They probably been in each other's DMs, low key. Like,
come on, stop.
No. Seriously, I'm like some sentimental. Like, I owe you a rematch. We were warriors in there that night. One day your time will come. Maybe like some shit like that. Like
when they're probably both drunk and fucked up one night.
Or high, like, bro, I say that because like Nate has made a post and like Conor didn't make a big tweet, but he's replied to the tweet like, "We're gonna rematch one day, kid." Like, you know, just little replies. So I would not be surprised if there has been a DM conversation.
That fight, there's fights that I know won't happen that like I would be down to see. So like I'd watch Kevin Lee, I'd watch Ala Quinta, I'd watch Gaethje. You know, any of those kinds of fights would be awesome. I just don't see Conor ever getting up for them, preparing for them, going through all of it for the comparably small paycheck you would get and all that stuff. Like, I don't think it's realistic to expect those, but. So then that kind of just leaves me with, well, I'm not really excited for any potential Conor fight that may realistically happen. Like, there's nothing really.
Shit.
Yeah, there's really nothing on the horizon. I mean, everybody knows this because he just pretended to retire, but there's nothing on the horizon for the guy that I can really say is like gonna happen. Like, I mean, I guess unless somehow this new publicity somehow gets the UFC going, but I think that's pretty unlikely. I feel like this is at the point where this is the bad press that's not gonna turn into good press.
Now that I've been like watching NBA and other, you know, like I don't even watch MLB, but low key, you guys don't want. I've watched an MLB game, my first one in like the last 5 years. I say that because I've been listening to ESPN First Take. And I'm sure you know Skip Bayless, maybe Stephen A. Smith, if not. Well, now they talk a little bit about MMA. Now that UFC is on ESPN, and I'm only setting that up to say this is something they'll be talking about tomorrow morning on the big shit.
Oh, yeah,
like they're gonna be. This is big.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the kind of story that'll be
self-destructive. I bet you that could that was a good word. Like that's gonna come. This is self-destructive behavior right here, and this is almost sabotaging your chances of a rematch.
Yeah.
It's almost to that level.
Yep.
All right. Well, man, it's a good time. It's like a family reunion right now, man. I gotta start doing this more often. I don't work the next couple of days, so we're gonna be back, and I've got all my shit taken care of, so it's gonna be a lot more consistent. But before we get out of here, I want to get you guys' closing thoughts, and I'll start with you, Infamous MMA. What are your closing thoughts on anything going on in MMA? UFC 236 is not this weekend, but we do have bare knuckle fighting, and we got Artem Lobov versus Jason Knight, and Jason Knight, the Kid, Mississippi Mean, Hick Diaz, Jason Bite. I can keep going. That is, I cannot wait to see some Jason Knight.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I wish he didn't lose so many fights in the UFC. He is such a fucking character.
Yeah.
And what if he didn't have to fucking lose, man? If you watch his fight with Makwan Amirkhani, he rocked the Kid and put him in a fucking rubber guard for 3 rounds. Bro, he was winning and rubber guarded himself out of the fight. Damn it! All right, go ahead.
It's cool to see Jason Knight back and Artem back, like guys that are popular, but now they got to fight in another organization because they're not good enough to compete in the UFC.
Ooh, I hate the way you say that. I think Jason Knight's good enough. Damn it! Go ahead.
Look, I mean, the record speaks for itself, but for both of them, especially Artem.
Yeah. As
far as closing thoughts, I mean, MMA's been good lately. That Ben Askren and Jorge Masvidal fight, that's tough.
Well, I'm glad you said that's tough. I thought you were about to rave about it. I was about to get pissed off.
Dude, my boy Masvidal, man. I don't know how he's gonna win that fight, but I hope he finds a way. My Cuban brother, I hope he finds a way. That's so tough, dude. Askren is a monster when it comes to wrestling, dude. And he hits you with some shit like he's not even normal type wrestling. It's some fucking funky, and that's why they call him Funk. He hits you with that funky wrestling, dude. Crazy. Like Masvidal's probably a better MMA fighter, but
but it's just a terrible matchup.
Dude, like I could see Masvidal hitting him with the 5-piece, but Masvidal is not the one punch.
If you don't knock him out, then welcome to Funky Town.
He has to come up with a very genius game plan to beat him because he has skills. He just has to know where to put them to beat this guy Askren. Like I always feel like elbows in the clinch for wrestlers is always a good start. I feel like that's always a good. We seen DJ rip up Cejudo in the clinch when they did fight the first time.
Should we seen Tony Ferguson and others rip up, from the bottom with their elbows? Like even if you get taken
I feel like
down,
elbows is always a good thing to use against wrestlers, especially because they always want to be close range, and you don't have to have a lot of power to be effective with elbows. And Masvidal has he has an elbow finish over Cesar for whatever his name is. He was one like Vitor Belfort's protege. Mm-hmm. And Masvidal knocked him out with a couple. You seen that knockout? He knocked the guy out with a couple elbows. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was just over here thinking man, this would be a great time for Masvidal to get a submission win. That would fucking make my year. If Masvidal could submit Ben Askren. Ooh.
Dude, I would hate. I don't even want to see that fight. Why do we have to make that fight? Who made that fight?
I fucking hate.
Why couldn't we pass around Daniels? Why couldn't we fight on the 8? They were passing him around like a blunt.
Seriously, though.
Covington fought him. Why couldn't
bro, I don't want to see either one of these dudes lose, but what the fuck? This is a fucking...
I don't want to see that
it's
fight.
Who hates Masvidal?
I don't want to see that fight. Can we boycott that fight?
Isn't winner probably is... Winner of that, though, is probably pretty clear #1 contender.
Yeah. Maybe he should have fought Leon instead.
Well, yeah, I guess after Covington and Usman fight, there's no #1 contender. But yeah. Well, Woodley.
Dude, I would
maybe Woodley. I don't know what Woodley's doing.
Woodley instead. I would have loved to see that fight instead.
Wait, who?
Masvidal versus Woodley.
Yeah, I wonder if they would fight. I know they're good friends, but I think that might be a situation where they only fight for the belt. You know,
Yeah,
because
but come on,
AT&T
man.
has so many fucking killers. They're all on the
Masvidal would
same
have a
team.
good chance to win that fight because even Woodley talks about how his
I would
boxing
like
is so
that fight.
good,
That would be a really good fight,
and then
man.
it's a good
But
match
even
for
that one,
Masvidal.
my boy Masvidal, I'm a little.
Yeah, but
I
that
would
one's
be
like,
on the edge of my seat.
nah, come on, man. He has a good. Like I would rather Woodley than Askren.
No, you know, 100%. I
Any
think
day.
it'd be a
Any
way better fight. I'm just saying, as far as Masvidal's chances, I would still be on the edge of my seat because Woodley could put
What were
him
you
out.
thinking? 50-50 or 60-40? What are you thinking for Woodley
Oh,
and
man, I
Masvidal?
might
Like
go
what?
55 Woodley, 45 Masvidal, and I might be being nice there.
What makes you put Woodley ahead? Just wonder.
What makes me put Woodley ahead, I think he probably has a little bit better wrestling and also could just put him out. You know, he could knock him out. He could out wrestle him. Age, you know, I'm thinking like if I'm trying to give Masvidal an edge, hopefully age would be something that would slow down Woodley.
He got some quick hands.
Masvidal's probably got better technical striking, I would say, but I think Woodley's still a little more dangerous.
He got good defense too, especially after like I remember people were like did not think Masvidal had a chance against Till. I was like, what? I'm like, bro, that's a 50-50 fight. What you talking about?
Yeah, it definitely should have been 50-50 in my head. I think I gave Till. I think I was counting Masvidal out a little bit, maybe because it was in London. Until you know he is a little big, like 185 to 155, kind of in my mind. But it's
Till caught a lot of hype, like a little bit too early on. I think the win over
good.
Cowboy. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve some of the hype, and that I'm not calling him garbage or anything like that. But I think he got, anyways, overestimated his abilities a little bit. And the more I started to watch him, the more I think he's kind of
he's kind of like, don't get me wrong. I mean,
he's good, but he's slightly limited. He's slightly limited. All I'm trying to say.
Like you could say that about Masvidal, Askren, Damian Maia. Like you could say a lot of people are good but slightly limited.
Yeah. I'm not trying.
You know, a lot of the best fighters in the world.
He's not guaranteed gonna be a champion right away.
And we still got to figure out his weight class
gonna roll through everybody or something. So
yeah, I agree with you. But what I found interesting though when you said that, like you mentioned the Cowboy win, it's like so we either gave him too much credit off of the Cowboy win, or Alex Hernandez, to Infamous's point earlier, Cowboy is just really good. So what I'm trying to say is Cowboy bad, you're saying, on the Darren Till loss? Like, it's just Cowboy.
No, it was just a good matchup for Till.
Yeah.
Like, Cowboy's boxing, head movement, never been his thing, and Till has that he has a laser left hand, so...
No, I agree with that, because we saw Masvidal versus Cowboy.
It's just a tough matchup.
Ooh. Yeah.
And Masvidal, on the other hand, Masvidal's like, he's so versatile. He has, like, every trick in the book as far as like kicks, elbows, every range.
Crazy.
That guy's
that's a fight.
He's crafty as hell. So like I knew when I watched it, I'm like, man, that's gonna be a tough fight for Till because like Masvidal, especially him, the way he catches kicks. Like you saw in the beginning of that fight, he was already catching Till's kicks and Till stopped kicking him after that. And then it turned boxing match, and we see Masvidal hit this dude with 4-punch combinations and shit.
And the soda.
Yep.
Stan MC says, I wanted to see Woodley versus Ponzi. Speaking of Ponzi, what the fuck
forgot about Ponzi. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with Ponzi?
I don't know.
Fucking out here scheming or what's up?
You go back to Argentina?
Ponzi out here scheming? No, scheming on his next fight. Let me look up Ponzinibbio.
Dude, I forgot about. Yo, that's a good point, Stan. What happened to Ponzinibbio?
I wanted to see Woodley versus Ponzinibbio. Oh wait, there is a guy named Santiago Ponzinibbio. I know he just won, right? Didn't he win in like Chile, bro?
Yeah,
Neil Magny. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't use shirt off. This shit makes your shit lag like a mother. 27-3, bro. He should be fighting top contenders, dog. He fought Mike Perry and Neil Magny last, like for sure. 27-3. We need to see Woodley Ponzinibbio. That would be a great fight even now. But the Askren Masvidal fight, that just throws another wrenching the fucking,
man.
you know. So it's like Askren versus Masvidal might not be the number one contender, because if you think about it, for one, if Askren wins, he's already talked about wanting to clear out the division, and even then he's 2-0 in the UFC, kinda. But you still got Woodley and Ponzinibbio up there. But I mean, if Askren fought Ponzinibbio, shit, that'd be a fun fight. That'd be, I mean, I'd still pick Askren, but I mean, it's just another guy.
Yo, imagine
Askren-
Woodley pulls some sucker shit and like accepts a fight against Askren like on the low, and it turns into this big storyline of like Woodley's like, well, I gotta feed my family. You feel me?
I'm not
So we gonna
lying.
have
If
to
I'm
catch-
Masvidal,
to
fuck
catch this thing.
everybody. I'm fucking finding an excuse. I ain't scared, but this is some bullshit. I deserve
Yeah.
better than this.
OD. What I don't know what
that.
the matchmakers were thinking.
I got a TV
Well,
show
I
to
mean,
film.
R-
I'm going to
RD
getting back on fucking E or Telemundo.
RDA has a fight with Kevin Lee in May, so that's coming up not too long. And then Quinta has
At
a fight
welterweight
with
or
Cerrone.
155? It's at welterweight, right?
That's
Ain't
it's at
Kevin Lee going up to 170, I think?
Yeah, they fight on 170.
Yeah, I think so. Gary Kendrick said, what about Alvarez? Because he just got his ass beaten, won by a guy I've never even heard of.
ooh, yeah.
Isn't that what happens with Alvarez when he goes to a new organization? He gets his ass beat the first fight, but then he
Yeah,
comes
man.
back. That's the Alvarez way.
Eddie Alvarez. I mean, he's a good fighter in the sense of, you know, just like he gets in wars, but you could imagine if you're somebody that gets into wars and somebody lands that clean shot, like, you could for sure get knocked out. Or, I mean, I don't know, but, you know, Eddie Alvarez isn't known as the most technical striker, so it was definitely a possibility, but it's definitely interesting to see him get fucking finished in his first fight over and won. It means you definitely got to put some respect on one championship's talent. You know, clearly, maybe like Bellator, they've got some guys over there that we just don't know anything about because they don't speak our language. We don't recognize them at all. Do you guys know who Brendan Dorman is, MMA?
Yeah, I know.
He does breakdowns
Yeah,
and shit.
I've heard of him. Mm-hmm.
He did like a breakdown of some fucking, it popped in my recommended feed, some Asian dude. I don't even know his name. But it was like a boxer. And
So Monaya Une, something like that?
yeah. And so I'm saying, like, there's all type of talent that we, you know, could be really, really, really fucking good technically that we just don't know about. But yeah, I don't know. It is a little sketch. The Micah Reynolds says, they kind of need to give Askren title shot if he beats Miles. Man, what the fuck? He went over 20 fights, no loss.
Did you see that?
I might be on a
Usman
different
and Joe
mindset
Rogan?
here, but bro, if you go 20-0 in the fucking Can Crunching Fighting League, don't come to the UFC. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yo, full time.
What?
Did you see Kamaru Usman on Joe Rogan?
I seen like the first half. Did I see the whole episode?
Dude,
I think I did listen to the whole episode.
Dude, when he talked about his injuries, I could not believe.
Nope. I haven't got to listen to the
crazy.
full one. Yeah, no, I haven't got to listen to the full episode. I just heard bits and pieces. I need to download the full one for sure. Because I didn't
Dude,
hear
he
that
said he
part.
had surgeries on both his knees. He has like so many herniated discs. I'm like, damn, like how is this guy performing at like that level, being that
Yeah,
injured?
you would never
Kinda
tell.
crazy. Yeah, you can never.
Tyron Woodley
Shit.
wins a fucking fight. Oh, my hand's broken. I got to fucking,
Yo,
you know?
full time.
Oh.
Let me ask you this
Kobe
question.
Covington, my nasal, I can't fight. This dude's got fucking herniated disc, and he's still fucking slugging through, you know, fighting at 30%.
Yo, full time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like when you saw Woodley lose, like remember all those times you would pick against Woodley and you're like, and he ends up winning, and we're like, damn, Woodley's a lot better than we thought he was. Like almost
Not
every
me,
time.
not me. I don't remember picking against Woodley.
I remember I picked against Woodley so many times, and I always
But
imagined him losing.
don't throw me into that
the way
bunch
that he
'cause you
lost to
picked
Usman.
against Woodley. No, but go ahead.
I said I always imagined him losing like that way against other people, but like Usman ended up being the person to actually do it. Like the way he lost to Rory in the kind of that similar fashion.
Yeah,
like, he just
no,
gets
I've been
overwhelmed.
saying that for, but I thought it could have happened with Colby. Now I thought
Yeah.
Usman's better than Colby, but I always
mean-
thought about the Rory matchup.
Yeah, you always think like, how does this guy win so many fights fighting with his back behind the cage? I'm like, it just blew me away. But he was able to.
Yeah.
He stuck
He
around
was
there for
able
quite
to
some time.
use that as like his strategy. Like he said, I wanted, like in the Wonderboy fight, he said I wanted my back to the cage because it gave me way more room to explode. And okay, so like he made his back to the cage like his comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for him.
Yeah, but I'll ask you this: Do you think Woodley ever gets the belt back?
Hell no.
Yeah,
I think because of
he might not even get the shot. The UFC might not even get the opportunity to get it.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That because of the UFC and the bottleneck at the division in and of itself, I doubt he'll be fighting long enough to stick around to get another shot. I mean, I think he already kind of has a foot and a couple of toes out the door if you think about all his other things he's
I think
engaged in.
wisely. I think that's a great move. I don't give a fuck how many jokes people make. Once you're done, once you lose that belt and you're not fighting, what are you gonna do? Good thing he has a head start.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe fight another one or two more and step away. So
maybe he can get a big money fight or something, but no, for sure. Like, I mean, you'd have to get the politics on your side, and then you're not going to be as focused because you got to focus on your other, you know, whatever you're doing, whether it's a mixtape or a movie role or TMZ. That takes your focus away from fighting. You got obligations that you didn't used to have.
And he's like, 38, 39?
36, 37.
37? Yeah, so he's getting up there, though, so
yeah,
I just don't think he'll get the shot, really.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It would be interesting, like, if Colby won, and then, there's so much shit that, I mean, he'd have to win. I don't see that happening. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Valentine T says, play fire Snoop full time in the house. Snoop ain't no big dog. He a pooch. Went from OG to suburbs. Yo, we will play that to end the show, but I gotta say this, man. After these last couple of days, maybe that's pretty smart. You know what I'm saying? Like Nipsey Hussle getting shot and killed. Maybe, if he would have went to the suburbs, he'd still be here. But so other than that, I mean, we got UFC 236 coming up. We got Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier, Kelvin Gastelum versus Adesanya. I do want to hear you guys' thoughts on this too before we get out of here. I'll start with you, Given Surname. What are your thoughts on Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier?
Oh man.
And shit, I don't even want to get into the Tony Ferguson.
I think we are lucky to have this fight, and I think it'll be really interesting to see. Max likes to play a little bit with. He likes to let people hit him. I think a little bit, or maybe not let him, but
he does get in there and have some fun and play sometime when he gets comfortable. You got to be careful.
Yeah, he'll get touched a little bit, and I think one thing we've always seen is he's got a great chin on him. But I'm curious to see if Poirier brings any additional power at the weight and things like that, and if that can maybe change things up. Because I always get a little bit worried when a fighter tends to get rocked early in a fight, but then overcome it and like come back, because I feel like eventually that luck's gonna wear out. And sometimes I feel like that with Holloway. I feel like several times in fights he gets hurt a little bit early, but it can always usually weather it and stuff like that. So I'm definitely interested, but I guess I would lean towards Holloway. I'm interested to see how Dustin can do, but I'll lean towards Holloway until I see something that shows me he's not one of the GOATs. I gotta pretty much lean on his skill set.
This man broke the Drake curse.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
That is. No, I think I'm exactly where you are. I think we're on the same page there. And to your point about where sometimes they get rocked and come back. I mean, shit, Dustin Poirier versus Gaethje. I thought it was almost over for Poirier. Like I just thought his legs were gonna give. Like I thought and then he came back and got the knock. Like both of these guys can weather a storm and come back and win a fight.
That's what's crazy too is I feel like I don't really see Holloway finishing Poirier, but I could see Poirier knocking out Holloway, and so
Now, I
feel like
definitely could see Holloway finishing Poirier just because I could damn near see fucking Holloway finishing anybody. But I do hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess I just mean like not with a KO. He could definitely with the
like
overwhelming
a TKO,
TKO for sure. Yeah, but so yeah, I don't know.
No, but Dustin Poirier could for sure get that one punch fucking whoa, shock the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. And one other thing about this fight, like I'm kind of leaning Max Holloway with you, but this is an opportunity Dustin Poirier could have never. Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially in this division. If Tony Ferguson wasn't having issues right now, Dustin Poirier might have not got this shot. It could have been Ferguson, and then it's an interim fight, so the winner fights Khabib, and then the winner of that probably fights Conor, and then he fights whoever the fuck he wants, and Dustin Poirier would have literally just got skipped over forever. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him. Back is against the wall here. And he is way too good of a fighter to count out. And this reminds me kind of like Gaethje versus Barboza because it's such a fucking good fight on paper. Like, it's one of the fights like that. I think if you were trying to pick the fight of the year before it happened, it's one of the ones that you could give a vote to. Like, ooh, this might be it.
Yep, I agree. It's definitely like there's no way as long as it happens, there's no way it'll be a boring fight. It's like impossible.
Yeah, as long as it happens, knock on wood.
Yeah.
I'll ask you, Infamous, what are your thoughts on Holloway versus Poirier?
Man, that's such a great fight. That is, I feel like Poirier is alive. Some people like counting him out. I think it's crazy. Like Poirier is a beast. I mean, he's had like these losses in his career, which I feel like people they always like think about it when they think about Poirier. Like he lost to Michael Johnson, which like it was a weird loss. You know, he just got like starched basically, and then you see Michael Johnson get starched by like a guy like Josh Emmett. So you're like,
no, really quick, you're right. You're 100% right. But
yeah,
no one really brings up the Michael Johnson, Tony Ferguson.
What happened?
I said nobody really brings up like Michael Johnson versus Tony Ferguson, but you are right. Like, you do think about Michael Johnson sometimes and Dustin Poirier.
But Poirier is probably like the most dangerous puncher in lightweight. Like he has like 9 knockdowns. He has power in his left hand and his right hand. He knocked out Gaethje with his left hand. He knocked out Alvarez. He's dropped plenty of people with his right hand. Like he's dangerous, dude. This guy he's a southpaw. He's like Conor, but he doesn't get tired. Like, that's how dangerous this guy. He knocked Gaethje out in the 4th round.
Paid his dues, too.
He has power for 5 rounds, dude. And he has power in both hands, not just his left hand. So, he's kind of like a better version of Conor. Like, if I'm...
Yeah. Like,
I'm saying it. Yeah, I'm saying it.
Out the division
he's kind of like a better version. Even though he lost to Conor, it sounds weird because he lost to him. For, like, a casual fan's perspective. Like,
yeah, but that was a little earlier. But no, I agree with you.
He's made more gains. He's made more gains since then, and Conor hasn't really developed since then. I think would be pretty fair to say.
Conor still doesn't have any power in his right hand. Like he still gashes out. So it's like the way to beat Conor, everybody knows how to beat him. You get out the second round and then you beat him. Yeah, but the thing about this fight is like you guys haven't mentioned is like the fact that Holloway's moving up a weight class, and we see like. When people move up, like magic be happening, dude. Cormier, GSP, there's plenty of other freaking Anthony Pettis. Dude, that shit.
I hear what you're saying, but we do gotta pump the brakes a little. Like GSP, I don't know about how magical that was.
My fault. The GSP, yeah, fuck that. But
like some dudes do move up and look great.
Anthony Pettis,
Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos has been doing it.
Yeah, there's so many.
Robert Whitaker.
So many examples.
But now, to be fair, if you fucking move up a weight class and fight the Ben Askren of like Gastelum Weidman, like that can happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like the fact that Max is a big dude, I feel like there's just there's this confidence a fighter has when they don't have to make the weight they used to have to make, and then they get to come in bigger, fuller.
Better Max. I think that's scary.
Like, and I think in the Ortega fight, I saw Max's body. I'm like, man, he does not look good. But he still performed good, but I've seen him look way better than that. as far as like the shape he was in, I'm like, you could tell he was another tough weight cut. So, like, I have like one more point about this fight, and then we could probably wrap up the show.
I was gonna say, yeah, we can wrap it up with Gastelum Adesanya.
As far as like Max, because he has been getting hit more in in later fights, like, and I feel like that is right. Like, he's been staying in the pocket more, trying to, like, fight on the inside more. But he can't fight defensive when he wants to, because he used to fight that way. Like, he fought Jeremy Stevens like that, and then he won fairly easily, like just outboxing him. But then, if you guys remember, Dana White like bashed Max Holloway for that performance against Jeremy.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was, you could easily search that up, but
I mean, I'll look it up. I don't know if I can play it on here without getting a copyright strike, but I'll look it up afterward. But what did he say? What happened?
So you can rewatch the fight too if you want. Like, I could even set like, I'll text you some other shit on Twitter, because I can get like UFC the app for free. So I'll let you know how to do that. But yeah, so he beats Jeremy Stevens like fairly easily, like using movement, using his legs, like a jab and all that, like looking really good to a guy like that actually knows about MMA. And then he called for a title shot after that. I think Conor was still the champion. And then Dana afterwards was like, "You really think you're gonna get a title shot after that performance? Man, you better run that back. You better take that back. That shit was terrible. He didn't get a finish." Like, he talked all this shit, and then
to me, that's a big part of politics. Like, Dana's like,
like, OD politics.
That's gonna get bro. It's politics. You don't want Max Holloway to get the title shot, so you got to say something about the performance. Or Dana White's good at playing politics. He ain't stupid.
So I wonder what game plan Max is gonna use for this fight. Like, I'm curious about that, because Dustin is. I'm telling you, like, people sleep on this. He's dangerous.
Max Holloway, man. This is my thing. We know he's one of the best fighters in the world, and striking is his specialty, right? So if there's ever going, in my mind, if there's going to be someone that is, I don't know if I should say is going to beat or is a bad matchup for Max Holloway, I don't see it being another striker. Now, Dustin Poirier is up there. He's one of the best fighters in the world, and this is a weight division up. But just in my mind, I just don't see a striker dethroning Holloway. And I know that might sound crazy because, of course, anything can happen in MMA. But I'm just saying that's the level Max Holloway is on to me. But, of course, he does stand in the pocket a little more, like you say. He's willing to stand and trade even when he's winning the fight, as we've seen in the Ricardo Lamas fight. He is a little risky at times, and anything can happen. But I'm just saying, like, it's similar to Woodley. It reminds me of Tyron Woodley. He's beaten everybody. But I was always curious to see what would happen when he fought someone similar to Rory McDonald. And that's kind of how I am with Max Holloway. But, like, that's why I'm not going to pick against him, but I'm definitely not going to count Dustin Poirier out. But I do want to talk about Kelvin Gastelum and Israel Adesanya, because, honestly, this is actually a really good fight that could have not happened if Whittaker didn't happen to get injured. This is a fight we could have possibly, we could have still seen it, but we might have never seen. If Whittaker defends his belt successfully, then we might not ever see this fight. And that's why this is so intriguing to me. Also because I've seen both of these guys as potential, and I'm not saying I don't think of them as highly as Kayla Harrison or Curtis Blades. But I did think that they could challenge for the title and maybe win. Now, when I think Curtis Blades, Kayla Harrison, I see gold in their future. These guys are both guys I'm not super sold on, but I would not be shocked if they won the title. Now they fight each other, and I think one of them kind of eliminates the other one from title contention. Now, of course, if Adesanya loses, he could still come back in the future, fight for the title. But I really feel like the loser of this might not fight for the title for quite some time. So I don't know, as far as that goes, I don't know who I'm picking to win or lose this fight yet. As far as the styles are concerned, Kelvin Gastelum, we know he's got great wrestling. He's a great MMA fighter. He's very well-rounded. He doesn't rely on his wrestling as much as some guys. Adesanya, great takedown defense. If I got to tell you guys where I'm leaning, just because I know how good Adesanya's takedown defense is, I think Adesanya cleans up Kelvin Gastelum, guys. I got to be honest. But I'll ask you first, Infamous. What are your thoughts on Gastelum versus Adesanya?
Man, I'm thinking the same way you're thinking, man. I think Adesanya cleans him up. And honestly, the fight that makes me believe that so hard is like, so Gastelum fought Neil Magny. Neil Magny, a tall guy, 6'4", not near the same type of striker that Adesanya is, and Gastelum lost that fight, and he lost the fight. I mean, and you know, Magny gets criticized for not being able to use his reach very well, but you know, sometimes he does it really good, other times he doesn't. Like, you don't really have to worry about Adesanya. Adesanya, like, a very decorated kickboxer, knows what he's doing, knows how to use his range. Like, that's not a question. Like, we know he's gonna be doing whatever the hell he wants to do when it comes to stand up. So I wonder what Gastelum's game plan would be going into this fight. I mean, the obvious thing would be to try to take him down, but then Gastelum's not really known for his wrestling. He's kind of known for, you know, setting up that 1-2 he has, landing his left hand and using his kind of like that in and out movement he like doing. I don't see how he could do it, man. I mean,
even if he was a better like Justin Gaethje, like, we don't see him using this wrestling, but you know, he was.
And you know the funny thing about that is the Neil Magny fight was also 5 rounds.
Yeah,
and like he was doing, I think he was doing worse as the fight, like, because I think he won the 3-round fight, and then Magny came back in the 4th and 5th round.
Yeah,
so I'm like, dude, if you lost to Neil Magny standing up, how the fuck are you gonna beat Israel Adesanya standing up?
And then even if you do decide to try and take advantage of his weakness, if you think his ground game is his weakness, man, I don't think people. I think people might be asleep on Adesanya's takedown defense. Like, is he gonna submit a guy? Maybe not, but he's got really good takedown defense, and not even like it's really good. Like, it's way better than you would imagine for someone you look at as a striker, or he has like a kickboxing background or whatever. His takedown defense is up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask you, given your name, what are your thoughts on this fight? And it'll be kind of to close out the show. What are your thoughts on this fight, and also just any thoughts on MMA, whatever's going on? You know, closing thoughts.
Man, so I don't really know if I have anything completely groundbreaking to add to y'all's thoughts on Adesanya and Gastelum. I think I'm pretty much in agreement. I mean, I would lean toward Adesanya for most of the reasons y'all said, but at the same time, I guess I always tend to hedge my bets a little bit and just say, like, I've been underestimating Gastelum quite a bit, but at the same time, I'm never quite sure what to make of some of his wins. So, like, he knocks out Bisping, and I'm like, I mean, I have a lot of respect for Bisping. I think he's a really great fighter, but was he maybe a little bit?
He shouldn't even been medically cleared to fight that fight.
Right, yeah. So and
then he split decision with Jacare in Brazil.
Credit for that win?
Do what?
I said, could you really give Gastelum that much credit for that win?
Right. Yeah.
Could you give him? I mean, you can, but I mean, even the fight with Jacare, he got lucky. He was in Brazil and got a split decision.
Yeah.
And that was a close fight.
That was close, and Jacare got a takedown in the 3rd round. I thought it was over.
Super close.
The last person he really like tooled up was Tim Kennedy, and Tim Kennedy was like a big, slow HGH freak. Like, that dude's not. I don't know. He's not. He wasn't ever real. I don't know. Anyways, that's
like every time Gastelum's won a fight, it's always been like there's always been a catch to it. Like Johnny Hendricks, he beat an older Hendricks.
Everyone at middleweight, yeah.
Or he almost. I mean, and then like I guess he was gonna prove us wrong with that Weidman win, but then Weidman came back on his ass and submitted him.
Yeah. That Weidman one was. That Weidman versus Gastelum fight is exactly what I think when I think fighters moving up divisions. Like, eventually, you're gonna face the Weidman.
Was so much smaller than him. It was
It's what I think about when I think Masvidal Askren. I think Weidman Gastelum.
Wait, is Askren that big? How big is Askren?
I don't think he's ever fought at lightweight. I don't know how big he is.
It's not that big though. It's like 6'1".
I mean, when you go Gastelum to Weidman, how big? I mean, yeah, Weidman is pretty big, but I mean, I'm just saying Askren's bigger than Masvidal, so I'm just thinking you're moving up a weight class.
Bro, trust me, when Askren grabs Masvidal, he gonna know like, holy Jesus.
And you know what's crazy? Masvidal kind of turned down the fight, but it doesn't kind of matter. Like, he didn't turn it down because, of course, if the UFC puts that pressure, they kind of make whatever happen what they want to happen. But after the fight, they asked him about that, and he kind of responded. And he was like, now, listen, I'm not even going to say the dude's name, but you got one fight in the UFC, and it was controversial. You ain't even paid your dues, so no, I don't want to fight you. And now it's about to be finalized. So we know Masvidal don't want the fight, but it's like, oh, you don't have too much of a choice. Even though
I like both guys. I like both guys.
Yeah, I do too. I just like Masvidal better, but
yeah,
I
me
like
too. I fucks with Masvidal heavy, but it's just I would not bet on that fight on my life on Masvidal winning that fight. Like I would not.
No,
hell no. And that's my dude. Like I usually try to, when Conor was my dude, I would try to make up. I would try to put the best argument forward of him trying to win. It's just.
Have you heard that Askren is like with his frame? He should weigh like 300 pounds, and with like the way he eats, he's like a 300-pounder who cuts down to 170 pounds.
Crazy.
Like that's why he's got that kind of strength. Like
I believe
that's that. He does a lot of grip strength things. Like that's like a secret to getting really good at jiu-jitsu or martial arts is just working on your forearms and your hands.
Well, I watched this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I watched this wrestling podcast that he does because I live here in a wrestling town, so I've been kind of getting into college wrestling, and he sits there and eats junk food like for 2 hours straight on the podcast, just eats shit the whole time.
Really?
I feel like he's a fat kid who just exercises all the time. And
that's
this is what Askren does. He doesn't care about any other part of his body except his hands and his forearms. That's it. That's the only thing that matters to him.
Yeah. Hey, like, this might be some shit we had to talk about off the show. But fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Okay, so Askren fought for one, right? Like, he fought for one FC, right? An Asian-based promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me pull up a picture of Ben Askren. You know how, like, some people, like, get, like, lip surgeries and shit, like, to look better, and or people get surgeries to, like, fit in. Some black people get surgeries and shirts, but they try and look white.
Oh, you talking?
Like, Michael Jackson started turning white and shit. Okay, now you guys are like, what the fuck is he saying? Where's he getting?
Where are you going with this?
Okay, where's he going? What I'm saying is, have you guys noticed Ben Askren's eyes look Asian? Like, is he half Asian, or did he get his shit, like, stapled down to fit in?
No, I think it's like scar tissue and shit.
Full-time,
well, no, I say that because there's not like most. Okay, and I might be way wrong, but like how many? Like Nate Diaz has scar tissue. He don't look Asian, and it's just a coincidence this man happened to fight in Asia. You see?
Maybe he caught it in the water, dude.
But do you see?
I mean, it's possible. He might
like, there's a lot of dudes who have scar tissue and they don't look like Ben Askren.
Yeah, but hasn't he always?
All I'm saying is it might be like the Kylie Jenner lips of Asia. Like, you can get a surgery done. Okay, like, you see, that's what I said. This should be something we talk about off the stream.
I highly doubt that.
I'm just saying, bro, you don't see too many people, like, look Asian and just happen to live in Asia. Maybe he's even half Asian. Who knows? I'm just saying, like, he's got the...
I do know, like, the eye shape in Asia is a big thing over there. Like,
I didn't know that, but if you tell me that, then I'll tell you Ben Askren probably got some sort of eye, you know what I'm saying, like, thing to look Asian.
I doubt it, dude.
Okay, maybe that. Am I the first person? I don't want to say I'm the first. I don't know why I thought about that.
For sure, dude.
Damn, maybe I see. I don't. That's why I said we should have said that off the show. Because like I don't want to be that guy that starts some weird rumor like, did Ben Askren get eye surgery to look Asian and what? Like what? What?
Dude,
no, I did not say that. That was I had a tend. My bad. So yeah, no. With that being said, that's about the end of the show. I also want to get your closing thoughts, though. Infamous. Do you got anybody else got anything they want to add? I'm
I
gonna
think I
upload this
said
to
it
the
all,
main
man.
channel.
It's cool. It's cool to
tomorrow.
talk to you guys again, man. It's been a while. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
for sure.
fucking been
Do it
great.
again.
It's like a family reunion in here. We're missing a few
Yo,
people.
Full-Time,
But
why you not as active on the Twitter chat?
the Twitter chat, I'll tell you exactly why. I
Yeah,
just
like,
got my phone turned on. Like, I haven't had a cell phone activated for like the last year. It was so long I lost my phone number. You know, after you go so long not paying the bill, you lose your number. Lost
Yeah.
my number. Once I won that $1,000 on the NBA fantasy basketball, I paid my tags, got them legal, and I also paid my phone bill. So now I got a phone, so I don't have a Twitter app yet. But the only time I get on Twitter is when I'm at work, like on a computer, when I'm done working. I'm like, oh shit, what's people talking about? When I'm at home, I'm never on Twitter, or so I'm rarely on Twitter. There's only rare
I
times I'm
got
on
you.
Twitter. So it's like when I'm on, I read everything and I get caught up and I start typing and then I'm gone for like 5 hours.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I need to be more active on YouTube and shit too. It's just I've been taking care of a lot of shit. Now it should be a lot better, but honestly, you know, we're on our second channel. We can't live stream on the main channel, and we don't get it's just YouTube. It's not even about anything about the money or anything like that, because I didn't make that much anyway. But it's just like the time and effort. It's like the reach even. It's got you know, we used to fucking like people. It feels like a shadow ban, but it's really just it's literally happening to every single channel, if independent channel or not. It's just harder to, you know, catch the algorithm, get on the main page. So pretty much it's hard to grow your channel, and so it takes a lot of the motivation and shit away, as far as, you know, needing to make shit happen. So I have to work a lot more in real life, you know, and shit, because YouTube used to be kind of like
Real
a
life.
part-time job. Now it's like a hobby that takes away it almost takes away, because it takes a lot of time and shit. But it's still, I still really enjoy it, which is why I still do it. I enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoy talking about MMA. I enjoy MMA. But, you know, as far as the whole YouTube part of it, that part's shitty. You know, it's kind of like being in the UFC. Like, they like fighting, but they know they're getting fucked over. It's like, I feel like I like, you know, being on YouTube, but I know I'm getting royally fucked over. Like, on the advertisements, everything. Like, they're just fucking people over right now, left and right. So it's like, what do? Do you just keep fighting? Like, if you're a fighter, like, you just keep fighting, and, like, you know, they probably should have a union, but there ain't shit you can do about it. It's like, the shit that's going on YouTube right now is really wrong, but there's not shit you can do about it. And so it's just like, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to upload this to the main channel tomorrow. There's no there's no UFC fights this weekend, but we're definitely watching fucking Artem Lobov versus Jason Knight, Jason Bite, Mississippi Mean, the Kid. I cannot wait. Oh, and he's going to be trash talking during the fight. Bring your ass over here. Connor ain't here to save you tonight, boy. Bring your ass on. Bust your fucking jaw. Come on, boy.
Win, bro.
Oh, I can't
Artem better
wait.
win that fight so you
That's
can
my
set up
dude.
that fight with Paulie. Can't be fighting Paulie off a damn loss. The GOAT.
Oh, bro, I think he's gonna lose, and I only think
You think he's gonna lose?
No, the only reason I'm talking about Jason Knight.
Yeah. Oh, you think Jason Knight's gonna lose?
Yeah, I think Jason Knight's gonna lose in the bare knuckle boxing match. I think he's probably even a better fighter.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just feel like if we're gonna see Paulie Malignaggi fight Artem Lobov, he probably needs to win. And
bro, you know the bare knuckle FC judges is not giving Jason Knight that fight.
Exactly. Exactly.
They do
So
not have the
Jason
same
Knight has
that
to get
other
a knockout if
organization
he's
got,
gonna
bro.
win that fight.
They is not giving Jason Knight that, even if he does win.
Bro, there's no way. They will lose their fucking job. If you gave Jason Knight that decision, you're costing that organization a lot of money. You know how many people want to see this fucking Paulie Artem fight?
Yeah, I want to see that.
That's like fucking raising McGregor's hand in the Diaz rematch. Like, no, we need a trilogy, dumbass. Okay, we're getting too deep. No,
Yeah, Nate wasn't even mad.
I'm
'cause
just
he was like,
joking,
"Yo, let's
just
do it again."
joking. But yeah, man, it's been good talking to you guys. We'll do it again. I mean, we're gonna be live this weekend. I'm gonna do something tomorrow. I mean, I'm not doing like every news up. Oh my God, Connor said this. Khabib responded. I'm not doing that, but we'll still be live. So, with that being said, thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you guys for coming through, listening, live chat, everybody. If you're listening on replay, make sure you subscribe to this channel, the main channel, sportsbooth.tv. Catch us when we're live. Catch us on the replay. We appreciate you coming through. Thank you guys for being on the panel and listening.
Adios.
It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Peace.
Peace. Oh, wait. Should we play a song? Somebody said, fire Snoop. I got this. We got this on the outro. I got your back. Yeah. You know you fucked up, right? Mystic full-time in the house. Let's get it. With so much drama in this day and age, it's kinda hard being full-time MMA, but I somehow, some way, keep coming up with content for my hitters like every single day. Now let's get to this nigga Snoop. Disrespecting McGregor, thinking that shit was cute. Calling Conor a bitch, what the fuck does that make you? You ain't no big dog, old nigga, you a pooch. And keep it real, Conor didn't even fucking lose. Fook the Mayweathers made $1 million off them dudes, and that's in a pillow fight. Boxing ain't no real fight. How we get knocked out to walk out looking like $1 million likes? Snoop, I think you sipping too much gin and juice, cause something's gotten into you. What the fuck you thinking dissing one of the dudes getting you paid? Now a lot of people don't like you. Got him on Twitter yelling hashtag fire Snoop. Biatch. Full-time in the house. Mystic full-time in the house. Hold up, we ain't fucking done. Cause Snoop came back screaming fuck Donald Trump while watching Woodley beat on Till. Look, brother, you need to chill. Darren ain't American, you must be off the weed and pills, the speed and seals. Cup filled with lean in the vodka. Snoop Doggy Dogg seems to be off his rocker. You don't really want any beef, this ain't boxing. This is MMA, will bring the knees up to your face or take you down and beat you on the ground. Khabib, when I speak to you between every pound, you'll be bleeding, I'll leave your ass up, face down, pause, walking around with no teeth, making not a sound. Super pause. I don't get to eat no beef, all I get to eat is chicken. When I'm all alone and I'm cutting weight, I tend to get in my feelings, and all I want is that cow. Don't pass me no chicken, I'm gonna cut all of my weight away, then fuck all this nutrition. Everybody acting suspicious, might probably say that I'm tripping, cause I just ate a whole plate of ribs and I'm fighting in a few minutes. But I got tired of all that rice, got tired of all that spinach, got tired of all them vegetables, cause every time I wake up in the morning I got burgers on my mind. Lettuce, pickles, ketchup, and tomatoes all on mine. And all these pussy niggas hating, but they really want my fries. But I can't let them do it, I got burgers on my mind. Bitch, I got burgers on my mind. I got burgers on my mind. I got burgers on my mind.